Hello? We're good. We should be live. And it's about time we got to Lyney's story quest. So, no more delay, no more stalling. We're going to very quickly, throw this here. And then we'll get started. Okay. Yes. Gotta pin that manually. There we go. Now then, let us begin this journey. And since the last time I streamed some Genshin, I've actually cleared off my quest list for now. Obviously, there's still many story quests that I have just not story quests, world quests that I have not completed. So I'll stumble across them when the time comes. But until then, we're saving up because I really want to pool for the 2 coming out. What? New accessories? Oh, yeah, speaking of... Yeah, see, that was from the world quest. I was a little confused for a minute. Wait, so it wants me to check on, the dude we gave those rocks? Oh, I'm assuming he's right here. If this was his shop, or somewhere right here, I'll just mark it down. And then I'll remember later on. But that is all I can guarantee. Because otherwise I'll forget, so that name's necessary. I keep running into Charlotte here, and it's pretty scary, because I'm like, oh god, I'm about to start the quest accidentally. But, let's go.
Hey, isn't that Charlotte? We're always running into her. What's she doing this time? Ooh, looks like street interviews. Paimon has a funny feeling that we might be in for an interesting time if we go check it out. Shall we?
Okay, this time Paimon, you're right. Let's go check it out. What's up, Charlotte?
I see. So you believe that this warning letter was sent by the Phantom Weasel?
Absolutely. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The Phantom Weasel never acts as you expect. He must have faked his own death 10 years ago using a body double. Now that he's back, I'm sure the guards who worked on his case back in the day are in for a headache, but however this turns out in the end, the one thing it won't be is boring.
Couldn't agree more. As a journalist, I'm gonna get a lot of mileage out of this one. Thank you, sir, for your time. Now, whom should I interview next? Huh? Hey! What a coincidence! Fancy meeting you here.
Yeah, what's up? What's this,
Perfect.
Weasel?
So,
Case?
the
Yeah.
Weasel's latest warning letter. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, this is the first time we're hearing of this one.
Yeah, no, we haven't heard anything about it recently.
Oh, sorry. Yes, this case is from a decade ago. I guess you wouldn't know about it.
Oh, kind of like the
Well, not to worry.
disappearances.
You're in good hands because I'm a professional. The story goes like this. 10 or so years ago, a phantom thief became active in the court of Fontaine. Known only as the Weasel, nobody knew his true identity, and the authorities never managed to catch him.
Wow, cool! He sounds like one of those mysterious night burglars that you read about in
Yeah,
novels.
it's like,
Precisely. Well, except the part where they actually have a good reputation. Our Weasel targeted whatever people held dear, and no one was safe from his predations. He would just as soon steal a necklace from a rich merchant's safe as he would a toy doll given to a commoner child for their birthday.
Yeah, now that's criminal. Okay, that first one, there could be a story behind it, but a toy from a child? No.
The phantom thieves you read about in novels rob the rich to pay the poor, but this guy did not discriminate. Unsurprisingly, this didn't work wonders for his public reputation. Every man and his dog wanted to see him behind bars.
Yeesh. So, did they catch him?
Not
Clearly not.
There's a good chance that the Weasel would still be at large to this day if it hadn't been for an accident 10 years ago.
Oh.
magician named Caesar fell to his death
Oh.
in a botched high-altitude escape performance. When the police went through his personal effects, they found a hoard of stolen loot and gadgets used for criminal activities. And that was how the Phantom Weasel's identity was revealed to all. Sure enough, thefts and fun went down after Caesar's death. But today, 10 years on, the notorious thief has once again issued one of his warning letters and pasted it on the gate of the Opera Epiclese for all to see.
Okay, wait. I know it says no spoilers, they're pinned to the chat, but so it just came, like, it just started again, and Magician Caesar. Wait. I might just be imagining things, but who is that top left? Alright, you know what? No. I'm gonna hold my thoughts.
This morning to get a photo as soon as I heard. Here, it's this one.
Oh my god, it's like, it's pasted together like a calling card from, Persona with the Phantom Thieves.
So, this is the warning letter, huh? Let's see what he wrote. 3 days from now, when evening falls, I shall take from you that which you hold most dear at the Opera House, just as you did to me 10 years ago.
Okay, with context that I spoiled for myself, okay, even without that's where, because, you know, the Opera Epiclese supposedly is, you know, this is where the magician Caesar fell to his death, right? Like, suppose that this magician is someone, like, had someone who was kind of, like, dear to them, or at least the other person really viewed this person in a good light. Maybe they saw the mess up and that led to his death as him. It is him being taken away, technically. Or, you know, it's hard to place my thoughts here.
This is, without a doubt, a clear declaration of criminal intent. After years of laying low, the Phantom Weasel is back with a vengeance. What once seemed like an open and shut case has been blown wide open again. But why has he reemerged now? And what does he want? I sense an epic scoop, and I'm going for it.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
If this thief will steal anything that other people value, does that mean even we might be targeted?
Oh, I was reading the first one, I want to laugh. Yeah, he's gonna steal all your snacks. But then we're trying to say he might try to nab you, little Paimon, because that's implying that Paimon's the most dear thing we have currently with us. No. Your snacks, they're gonna go away.
Let him try! In fact, Paimon's gonna eat all our snacks right now! Let's see what he can do about that!
Okay, Paimon, no, slow down.
It's clear that the public are very
Holy shit, that is Lyney. I was right. He's just chilling, showing magic, yep.
Letter, my interview notes. Yep, that should be enough to form the skeleton of my article. It does feel like something is missing, though. Something exclusive. Who should
Exclusive.
I interview next? I need someone with a more concrete connection to the weasel.
Aw, you're gonna question Lyney, huh? Yeah, okay, makes sense. Both magicians. Yes, it is.
Lyney!
Magic, magician, Caesar, the Phantom Weasel! That's it! Let's go interview Lyney! You see, the original Phantom Thief Caesar was a magician too! And what do Phantom Thieves and magicians have in common? They both have an air of mystery about them. Perhaps there's a connection there.
Are you serious? What sort of a deduction is that?
It kind of makes sense. He might have at least known of the magician, you know, as a good connection.
The news story is beckoning. Let's go. No time for delay.
The Forgotten Thief. Hey, Lyney.
Wow, Mr. Magician! How did you know which card I picked?
Oh, it's simple. Come closer, and I'll let you in on my secret. Magicians have a special skill called telepathy, which means we can read other people's
Sure,
minds.
sure.
Really? Then, what am I thinking now?
Well, first you need to relax, because I can see that you're clenching your fist in your mind, as if to say, no, I mustn't let him guess it.
Aww.
And now you're getting a little flustered. You're trying to find a way to empty your mind, to think of nothing at all.
God,
But
kid,
the more
you're
you try
getting
to hide a
played.
secret, the easier it'll come out. You snuck out from home today, didn't you? You told your family a little lie so you could come out and play. Now, that's not a good habit.
You can tell? Oh boy, you really can read my mind.
Of course. Oh, and that's the end of my performance. You should really be heading home. Remember to apologize to your family, all right? They must be worried about you.
All right, got it. Bye, Mr. Magician.
It's nice of Lyney to, like, you can still tell he was really looking after the kid, even though it was, like, in a very call-you-out manner.
Hey, Lyney?
Why, hello. We meet again. Are you
Oh,
looking for me?
yeah.
What's the situation?
Thank you, Paimon, for having that reaction. I was wondering how this was gonna play out, given how, our communication with Lyney ended off, like, on a very sour note that I was upset with. I like that.
Well, why don't you guess, Mr.
Telepathic.
Oh, please. You didn't believe that
No,
spiel,
I didn't.
did you? The power of telepathy is quite beyond me.
I'm sure that child would beg to differ. Seemed like you were right on the money.
That was nothing more than a little trickery. I made an educated guess based on his micro-expressions.
It is really
That,
important to watch
plus the fact
the
that
expressions
he
of
was
the
the only
crowd.
kid here without his parents,
Mhm.
and he looked as guilty as sin. He made it easy for me. You guys, on the other hand, let me guess. Don't tell me you're here for the Phantom Weasel, are you?
Yes, I want to say the dead giveaway was Charlotte.
Wow, got it in one. Is this more of your trickery, Albert?
She could have,
Wait, really?
huh?
No trickery this time. It was pure
Oh,
luck.
okay. I thought it was a more educated guess off the
His
news
warning
reporter
letter's
with
been
us.
the talk of the town,
Mhm.
so I figured that maybe you were asking around about that.
Bingo! I plan on writing a column reporting on the latest news about the Phantom Weasel. So, Lyney, what are your thoughts on this infamous thief's reappearance?
To be
Angry.
honest, it makes me angry.
Angry? Why?
You read his letter, right? The Phantom Weasel claims he's planning something in 3 nights' time at the Opera House.
Ah, you'll be
That's the
performing.
night
Okay.
I'll be performing there.
Huh. What are the chances? Wait a minute, you don't think he's after you, do you?
Well, if he is, then his warning is clearly a direct challenge to me personally. And if he's not, then it's still going to be a huge headache for me.
Makes
The mere
sense.
mention of the Weasel's name is enough to scare people off. So once the contents of that letter get out, barely anyone will be showing up to watch my show.
Okay, that's
But
annoying.
I've been preparing for this for a long time. I'm not about to let him ruin my big day. This leaves me with only one choice. I have to expose the Phantom Weasel's identity before the show begins.
Really? So what you're saying is, we might get to see a live duel between a famous magician and an infamous thief? Wow, this has exclusive written all over it.
Oh, one-track
To be
mind.
honest, I'm not sure if I'll emerge the victor. The Phantom Weasel is a notorious crook, infamous for his inscrutable methods.
You're being far too modest, Lyney. I think your magic tricks are even more inscrutable than those of a thief.
You never know.
Thanks for the
Yeah?
compliment, though I have to say, I don't
Yeah.
care for the comparison.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to be compared to that of a thief, especially someone who might even be better than said thief, because that's, you know,
A lot of people liken magicians to thieves because we both have the ability to make things disappear without the person noticing. But there's an important difference that these people overlook. Allow me to demonstrate with a quick magic trick. Here, I have a flower, just an ordinary flower that was picked not long ago. Watch it carefully now. 3, 2, 1.
Oh wow, we were invested. Nice switch up though. I like that.
That's the question. Where did it go? Therein lies the difference between us. Thieves make precious things disappear, but only magicians make them reappear. If I could now invite you all to check your clothes, there might be a surprise in there somewhere.
A surprise?
Oh dear God, it's like right on us. Paimon, it's right there. I thought it would be on Paimon, but no, it's on us.
It's right there! But how? You haven't moved this whole time!
What an outstanding trick! Sorry, Lyney, it seems that my previous praise was woefully inadequate. Clearly, magic is the superior art form to theft.
Don't worry, I didn't take offense. I just wanted to take the opportunity to perhaps change some of the preconceived notions you might have about magicians. Since Caesar's death, a lot of people associate magicians with criminality. It can be quite frustrating.
I can imagine. Coming back to your trick just now, might I presume that you are well versed in floral symbolism? For example, magicians often use rainbow roses in their flower-related performances to represent passion and romantic encounters.
Oh, okay. And so what about this bell? I'm forgetting the first part. Yeah.
A Lumidu spell,
Lumidu.
which, if I'm not mistaken, allude to separations. I'm curious to know if there was any deeper meaning behind this choice.
Separations. And he just had this on him. No, what? No, I'm actually
Impressive
curious about
knowledge.
that.
It's no wonder you're such a successful journalist. But I'm afraid I don't know the first thing about floral symbolism. I'm just in the habit of using Lumidu's.
I don't know, that seems very
It sounds like
interesting,
something I should
especially to
look
put it on
into.
Traveler.
I'll buy myself a copy of Fontaine's Floral Language Facts when I have some time. But it'll have to wait until this phantom weasel business is behind us.
Well noted. In that case, this brings us to the end of our interview. I, for one, am looking forward to the final showdown between you
It'll
and
be
the
an
thief.
epic battle.
Please feel free to get in touch to update me on any further developments. Otherwise, I will of course see you at your show in 3 days' time, but let's hope the Phantom Weasel is caught by then. If there's nothing else, I'll be off. You've given me lots to work with here, and I've got no time to lose if I want to write that exclusive piece. I'll see you all later.
Yep, see you later. And she's off, and we still have the flower on us.
So, Lyney, are you gonna tell us how you did that flower trick now?
Okay. Yeah, it's just us here, Liddy. Come on. Share your secrets.
I'm afraid that's my
No!
little secret.
Aww.
How dare.
Well, magicians are entitled to their secrets. But Paimon's really itching to know how it's done. You feel it too, right? So itchy.
Not so itchy then, huh?
Yeah.
Well, since you're so concerned, how would you like to serve as my temporary magician's assistants and help me investigate?
Magician's assistants? Oh, that sounds fun. Assistants are technically magicians too.
Sometimes. I mean, other times they could genuinely be there to
Closer
help
figuring
people
out how
out.
that darn trick is done. Shall we go for it?
Okay, ulterior motives, but let's go with it.
Excellent. Thank you for putting your trust in moi.
Okay, Liddy.
The first thing we need to look into is who Caesar really was. If he truly was the Phantom Weasel, that means that the weasel is dead, and whoever wrote this warning letter is just a copycat criminal. But if he wasn't the weasel? Well, that'll make things more interesting. It would mean that the weasel lives, and he's been laying low all this time in some corner of Fontaine. And if we're investigating Caesar, his fiancée Gemma is a good place to start.
Oh, he had a
Word is that she visits
fiancée
the cemetery
too?
often, so I asked Lynette to wait for her there. We should make a move. Let's go and rendezvous with Lynette.
Okay, yeah, let's go do that. Okay. Oh, we like straight up just get to keep the gift of parting. Okay, can I get to this place? No, I need to teleport. Oh, it's this little grave site. Yeah, okay, I remember it. Let's go and figure out more about Caesar and, so, hi, how game? I mean, I'm doing a story quest, so far, we're piecing together what we'll be solving right now, which seems to be the mystery behind a, phantom thief. And, I could fight those people, but I don't feel like it. We have a mystery to solve. Speaking of, let's just go to Lyney. Thanks for that comment. No, I imagine this could be good. There's no spoilers there, which is funny because I definitely watched something I shouldn't have a while back. But okay, Lynette, what's up?
You took your time.
Well, sorry.
I bumped into the Traveler and Charlotte en route, and we ended up chatting for a while.
It's been a while, Lynette. We're working
Oh my god, the Traveler smiled.
into the investigation of the Phantom Weasel.
Thank you. It's good to have you helping.
So,
I
what's
believe
the
so.
situation? Have you seen Gemma?
Nope. I've been here a while, and she still
Oh,
hasn't shown up.
she doesn't show up?
How bizarre. Maybe it was bad intel. Well, we won't get anywhere by standing around waiting. Traveler, Paimon, let's go ask around.
I mean, it's possible she just won't show up this time, but yeah, doesn't hurt to ask.
Excuse me, good sir. Do you by any chance know a Gemma?
Gemma? You mean Caesar's fiance? Sure I do. What's this about?
I'm just trying to get a hold of her because I need her help with something. I heard she comes here a lot.
Yeah, she does. Poor thing. It's no secret why either. She's heartsick. Ever since Caesar passed away, she's been coming here once every week to clean his grave. Often she just sits there in front of his headstone, lost in thought. Sometimes she talks to herself. I asked her what she was doing once. She said she wanted to speak to him again. She knows he's gone and can't hear her from the grave, but she just likes to spend time there, telling her fiancé all about how her life is going.
I mean, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
She's been doing this ever since Caesar passed away?
Yeah.
Oh, so 10 years. Wow. Their love must have been really strong.
I'll bet. Caesar's reputation fell apart after his identity was revealed, so no one else visits his grave. Gemma's the only one who still thinks about him after all these years. I don't know if the mind lives on in the waters after death, but if it does, I'm sure Caesar must be grateful to have someone who remembers him fondly. If I'm honest, I think this is all so unfair to poor Gemma. Her fiancé was a low-life crook. He doesn't deserve someone like her.
I want to say that to that statement, even if it's true, that's still a legend. He died before we could really confirm that all that stuff and all that was actually
Anyway, all of that said, she's running
like
later
stuff
than
he got
usual.
himself or he acquired it some
Normally
other way.
she'd be sitting in front of his grave by now. I wonder if she's okay.
Okay, yeah, no,
Well,
so it is
that's
unusual
everything
she's
I know,
not
I'm
here.
afraid. You might have more luck asking some other people.
All right, well, thanks for sharing all of this with us. We'll keep asking around.
You're welcome. I just hope she'll be able to move on one day.
It's possible, but you know, he passed in that not great way very suddenly, and then he's also known as, like, was just stated a crook. I don't think that's really good on the grieving process.
The Phantom Weasel's back.
You're kidding. Wait, isn't he dead?
I don't know anymore.
All sorts of news flying around nowadays. I can never tell what's true and what isn't. But what if, just hypothetically, I mean, what if this weasel's the real deal and Caesar was framed?
Called it. Seriously, 10 years ago, on the day it all went down, I said to myself, you know what? This guy's been set up. The Caesar I knew was a good guy. He gave balloons to children on the street, for Pete's sake. What, are we supposed to believe that he was a balloon thief or something? Give me a break.
Oh,
You never know.
please. Weren't you the one cursing his name to high heaven when the police announced
Oh,
the
okay.
news? You were all, that gosh darn lousy son of a, you think you know a guy, or words to that effect.
Wait, did I say that? I don't seem to recall.
Convenient.
Hello there. Sorry for disturbing you, but I couldn't help but notice you were discussing the Phantom Weasel. We're actually quite interested in this topic as well, but we're struggling to get to the bottom of it. Do you think you could spare a moment to tell us a little bit about Caesar?
You've come to the right people. Yep, I was there. Back when Caesar used to perform magic tricks on the street. He was a great magician. The best trick I ever saw him do was pop a transparent balloon, only for a whole bunch of doves to fly out from the inside.
That
I
sounds
was
fun.
right up close and didn't blink or look away once. But for the life of me, I still don't have the faintest clue how he pulled it off. Really incredible stuff.
I saw him perform too. He always used to bring some gifts along for the kids who came to watch his show, and he'd hand them out after he was done. Sometimes, he even got the kids to write their wishes down, and then he'd make the items on the wish list appear in his next show.
Wait. I don't want to see he was evil, but like, let's say this Phantom Thief thing was true. Maybe the shit that was taken, like maybe he couldn't get it quite on his own, and maybe he was taking shit, but it wasn't for himself or something. But what if it was for these kids? Again, he could just be getting these items on his own or whatever. But it is interesting. He'll make the kids write down their wishes, and he'd make the items on the wish list appear.
Huh. He doesn't sound like such a bad guy.
But
What if
after
he wasn't
died,
stealing
there
to
were
be
also
bad?
rumors that he used the wish list to find out what was precious to people, with the intent to steal it later.
Why would he, like, probably maybe already steal it in one place, give it away, and then steal it again? Like, or like, so what? Because he gave it to the kids before, like, from the list. So it's the opposite of what the list is talking about, unless it genuinely got taken from the kids again. I don't know.
As I'm sure you know, the Phantom Weasel would steal just about anything from anyone.
Whatever the case, now that the Weasel is back, Caesar's become a hot topic once more. I bet Gemma must be pleased. If Caesar's name gets cleared, maybe it'll finally give her some solace after all
I mean,
this
it
time.
could. She doesn't
No,
hear
speak of the
people
devil.
cursing.
That's her over there. If you've
Him
got any
out.
more questions about Caesar, she's definitely the one to ask.
So that's Gemma. Is it just Paimon, or does it look like something's wrong? Wait. It looks like she's injured. Come on, let's see if she's okay.
Okay, yeah, what's up with that? I was wondering what Paimon was referring to, but she does have an injury, so that's curious.
Hi there. You're Gemma, right?
Who's asking?
Don't be afraid. We mean no harm. It looks like you're injured. How bad is it?
Thanks for your concern, but you didn't answer my question. Who are you, and what do you want with me?
My name is Lyney, and this is my sister Lynette.
My name's Paimon, and this here's the Traveler. We're investigating the Phantom Weasel.
The Weasel posted a warning letter this morning. If he still lives, that means that Caesar was falsely accused. You knew Caesar better than anyone else. So if you're willing, we'd love to hear what you think about all this.
All good, yeah. See you in the next stream, and I mean, it's already 4 in the morning, so we'll see how late I get.
promise you can trust us. We won't hurt you. In fact, we'll do all we can to keep you safe.
I never believed that he was the weasel.
And you would be the closest with him.
Huh. I suspected as much. Okay, so going back 10 years, do you remember anything strange in the weeks leading up to the accident? Did Caesar have a falling out with anyone, for instance?
No, not that I know of.
Will do.
Got it. All right.
Okay,
Sorry
Lynette,
for
what did you
disturbing
notice
you.
from that?
If you don't have any more questions, please leave. I want to be alone with him.
Yeah, we can't really push it.
Judging by the look on her face, there's definitely something fishy about her.
She's lying. She definitely knows something.
Yeah, no, she's a little obviously guarded and
That's
doesn't
fair.
really trust us.
We're just a bunch of strangers who showed up and started questioning her about things that happened a whole decade ago. It makes sense that she'd
And
be
it's a
wary
sensitive
around us.
topic. Yeah.
In any case, I doubt we'll get any further here, so let's call it a day. Meet me outside Hotel de Boer tomorrow, and then we'll start the next step of our plan.
Got it. No, it makes sense that she'll want us to leave her alone on that one.
Let's dance.
No one blames her for that. Next day 8? Okay. Time to rendezvous with Lyney. If I could teleport properly.
Over here.
Lynette's not joining us today?
I've had her follow Gemma and see if we can make any inroads with her. They should
Good
be
call.
at a cafe right now. Still, I don't think that Gemma's likely to open up to us. So, we need a contingency plan.
Where should we start with that?
Today,
Let's
we'll
go.
be looking into a guy named Lorenzo, Caesar's former pupil and assistant.
Okay,
When
another
Caesar
person
passed
close.
away, all the stolen goods discovered in his home were confiscated and returned to their rightful owners. But Lorenzo was the only one privy to all his magic secrets, and he inherited his craft. Before long, Lorenzo was the next big magician in town, his fame surpassing even that of his master, and it made him very wealthy. He's since left the magic scene, though, and these days, he's a wealthy businessman with his fingers in a lot of different pies. I had to pull a lot of strings, but I managed to get him to agree to a couple of drinks with me. Be warned, though, I hear he's got a hair-triggered temper. We'd best be careful.
Okay. Almost like, I forget his name, which, I mean, he's the most snobby noble ever, so, he doesn't deserve me to remember his name. But back during Eula's quest, that dude was very short-tempered because he didn't think, we were speaking high class enough to even be looking his way.
You neglected to mention that you were bringing 2 other people with you.
Oh, yeah, no, he acts like him, too.
My apologies. These 2 are my assistants. When they heard that I was meeting with the former magic maestro himself, they begged and pleaded with me to bring them along. And if it's no trouble, a couple of autographs would really make their day.
Oh, okay.
Forget the pleasantries, just sit.
Get a load of this guy. Forget the pleasantries, he says, but he looks pretty happy about Lyney stroking his ego.
That is how that
I
goes.
only agreed to meet since we're both magicians. Do me a favor and cut to the chase. I have more important things to do than drinking.
Much obliged, sir. As it happens, the matter I want to address is also related to magic. Yesterday morning, A warning letter from the Phantom Weasel appeared on the entrance to the Opera House.
Let's he actually talk about
he claims
this.
to be planning something for the same evening that I'm scheduled to do a magic show there. As such, I believe that I may well be his target. I have to get to the bottom of this to ensure that my show can go ahead as planned. Naturally, any investigation into the Weasel starts with a few questions about Caesar, who...
What is there to investigate? Caesar
See?
was the Weasel, and he's been dead for 10 years. So what if some sick creep thought it'd be funny to write a warning letter? It changes nothing. Are you trying to tell me you actually bought it?
And you're telling me you're completely against it, so you're positive
Please,
it was
sir, no need
Caesar.
to get so worked up. I do concede that a copycat is but one possibility.
Possibility? It's a fact, Lyney. Look, my patience is limited, so listen carefully while I'm still willing to put up with you. The Weasel is dead. Period. Everyone knows that, so do yourself a favor and quit this investigation. It'll lead you nowhere. Look, if this affects your magic show in any way, I will personally compensate you for any losses.
Oh, sir, I'm honored, really. But this isn't about finances for me. My pride as a magician is what's at stake here, Lorenzo. Copycat or not, this person has thrown me the gauntlet, and I must meet their challenge head on.
Your pride? Don't mince words with me, boy. Just tell me, what exactly are you seeking to do?
I want to find out the Phantom Weasel's true identity. I have to know for myself what really happened 10 years ago.
What would that accomplish? And what do the events of 10 years ago have to do with you, anyway? Look, you of all people should know that a magician never reveals their secrets. And in any case, dead men don't talk. So if you really care about your magician's pride, then you'll forget about Caesar and move on.
He was quick to brush off the possibility. So 10 years ago, let's say Lyney, because Lyney does mention this actually. Wait. So Lyney does mention that he took to watching this magician performing on the streets all the time. And, that's where he slowly started to pick up tricks and all of that. What if it was Caesar? And, that's why he really wants to know whether, this copycat or whatever is affecting his show. But it's also was it really Caesar? This and that. Wanting to know what led to that whole thing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like that it gets pushed off and really quick, what does it matter to you? It's well, you don't, you knew this person, personally, you were their pupil. But it could be... There could be something there, even if it was only from, the sidelines of, watching. Yeah,
Uh-oh. This is getting awkward.
Lorenzo? Is that? Oh, it is you!
Booming
I know
voice.
that big, booming voice anywhere. What's up, my man?
Dude, you sound like you don't need no drinks, okay? You've had
Another
enough.
day, I'm busy.
Oh, come on. You can't be all business all the time. You know what they say? Live fast, die young.
What?
You gotta learn how to kick back and relax once in a while.
If I wanted your life advice, I'd ask for it. Now get out of my face and go be drunk somewhere else.
Sorry, my good sir. I don't believe I've had the pleasure.
Oh, hey! Edmondo. He and I are business pals. We worked together a bunch of times. This is your first time meeting him? Oh, he's always like this. Foul-mouthed and hard-nosed. Never heard a kind word out of this guy the whole time I've known him. And he wonders why he can't get
Oh, damn. Okay, guys, come on.
What? Pushing 40, 30, something? Anyway, point is, a lot older than when he first got rejected.
Okay, this place is not giving you another drink. You're at your cutoff limit.
He's still into, from what I hear.
Shut up and get out of my face.
Wait.
Another word out of you and you
I'm
can
sorry, my
forget
brain
about
didn't
doing
process
business
that
with me
sentence.
ever
What was
again.
said?
Do I make myself clear?
Sorry, I may have had a little too much to drink. All right.
A little?
Don't work too hard.
I think it's high time I made a move as well. If you really want to investigate this, Lyney, be my guest.
But he's not
But if
helping.
nothing
Yeah.
good comes of it, don't say
Oh,
I didn't
okay,
warn
why the, that's technically a threat. Okay, no, that's a threat. This isn't like, I'm not gonna help you, I'm pretty positive the dude is dead. It was Caesar. This is like, well, I warned you, so if you investigate and something fucked up happens, not on me. Well, why would him investigating a possibly, probably in your case, copycat really negatively affect him? Like, what are you implying with that?
Well, that fell to pieces in a rather spectacular fashion. Any thoughts?
Yeah, no, there was something up with him.
And what was all that about compensating you for your losses? Why would someone you just met make an
Trying to
offer
pay
like
you not
that?
to look into things, maybe?
He's gotta be hiding something. And not like Gemma. She was a little suspicious, but this
Yeah.
guy's definitely covering something up.
They both are, but in different ways and maybe for different reasons.
I think so too. We need to look into Lorenzo more closely. That guy Edmondo seems to know a thing or two about him. He only just left. Let's see if we can catch up with him.
Oh, but he's so beyond drunk, man. It'll make him talk, but it's a process. I shouldn't do this, but I'm here. Let me buy something really quick. Oh, I forgot I can buy 10 of these. Always remember to buy stuff ahead of time, guys. Don't be me. I make mistakes like this all the time. Okay, that's all I need to buy. Let's leave. We need to catch up with this dude. Oh yeah, he's just chilling here. We're good.
You okay there?
Who are you?
Oh, he forgot us already.
Oh, it's you guys. Don't worry about me. I must have had one too many. I just need to ride it out. I said way too much back there, didn't I? Yeah, I nearly talked myself into complete financial ruin. Note to self, no more drunken chats when Lorenzo's around.
So, he was serious about threatening to
Oh
cut
no,
you off?
probably. I believe it.
Ugh, Paimon knew he was a bad egg.
Hey, keep your voice down.
Yeah, it threatens him. Here.
Don't go prying into Lorenzo's personal affairs. Bad things happen to people who ask too many questions or make an enemy out of him.
What
Okay, no,
kind
that's...
of bad things?
Yeah, no, that's questionable.
Don't even ask. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to cut this conversation short. I'm not
Crossing that line
line
again.
And take it from me, trouble with Lorenzo is one thing you don't need in your life. You saw him flare up back there. I don't know what you said to him, but clearly it touched a nerve.
So he
That's
knows
not
something
a
for
good
some reason.
sign. You're too young for this. Don't get in over your head. I'm leaving.
Yeah, no, so that was a definite threat.
And there he goes. What do we do now, Lyney?
Shh. I think we're being watched. Someone was listening in to our whole conversation.
Wait. What was his name? Is that... Do we get Navia interaction in some way?
Don't say anything and don't look back.
I mean,
Any
it could just be some
altercation
other dude in
we
a
see will
suit.
attract the
I'm
guards.
just, you know...
We better take this elsewhere.
I was just saying things to say things, but that... No, it couldn't be. It couldn't be that. It has to be someone... Maybe, like, hired by Lorenzo? I just... I don't get it. Like, the way he's acting, too, it's like... I almost want to be like he was so sure because he was in on it, and maybe he's protecting himself by not having people look into it. Or, you know, like, people thought the Caesar was framed, so what if he was, and it was actually Lorenzo who did it? And he, you know, being close would have that capability and power, right? Because he's there.
You
but I don't
followed
know.
us a long way. Why don't you come out and introduce yourselves?
So you're Lyney. And where's your sister?
Okay, no.
Ain't she with you today?
Okay, yeah,
Save
no.
us
These
the
people just
trouble and
look
go
like
fetch
them.
her for us.
No,
Let's
thank
not
you.
drag this out.
Paimon doesn't like the tone of your voice, mister. Who sent you, huh?
While hiding.
Save your questions, missy. You ain't gonna need answers where you're going. Capiche?
You mean where you're going?
Looks like we can't avoid this fight.
Nope.
Now,
Let's go.
I'm not the strongest fighter, so I hope you're ready to back me up.
Lyney, I don't know what you're talking about. You do great.
Don't worry, we got this.
Step right up.
Okay, I don't know what your trial build's like, but it's probably better than mine. Let's do this. And you were asking where Lynette was? Here she is. Oh, I was gonna hit him with the whatever.
Tougher than we thought.
Yeah, you underestimated us.
Vision wielders are always trouble. Intimidation ain't gonna work like it did on the lady.
Wait. The lady. Are they talking about Caesar's fiance? Did they? Wait. Wait a minute. Oh, these people are better fucking not drop information that it was her, or they're in for a fucking hellfest right now. Oh, hell no.
We ain't through with you yet. Oh, they got away. Did you catch what they said just before they left? Something about intimidating someone else. Sounds like they just wanted to rough us up as a scare tactic, and they've already done it to someone else, but who? You're right. She was injured when we saw her yesterday, and she acted like she had something to hide.
So it could be a combination of, you know, she obviously rightfully didn't trust us, and also people fucking threatened her to keeping quiet. So she, even if she wanted to, like, let's say she believes us and she genuinely wants, you know, peace, like us to solve that it actually wasn't her husband, because she's never believed it was him. If she says something, she possibly could get killed by this group of people who came and roughed her up, telling her to keep silent. If it's not her, I'm sorry I went on this tangent, but if it's her, that's fucked up.
Maybe she was too scared to tell us the truth because those guys had threatened her.
That's a possibility, yeah.
Well, if that's the case, she should be more willing to open up to us once she learns that those thugs won't be bothering her anymore.
True, it's...
Let's head back to the cafe
yeah.
and see if we can get any information from her.
Okay, let's go. I knew I didn't like this guy, and it was kind of quick of me to, like, compare him to that of a Lawrence clan member. But, no, if he actively had these people go and do that to Gemma, no, he's deserved every comment I've made. Oh, you're chilling with Lynette. Hey. Just a stare off like a silence war or something? Yeah, a silence war, just sighing it out, man.
Gemma?
You again. What is it this time?
We just ran into the men who've been threatening you, and we gave them a taste of their own medicine. So, you can relax now.
Let's find out. This is a way to find out her statement, yeah.
What? Why? I didn't tell you anything. Why would they come after you?
I think we talked to the source.
Sounds like they're no strangers to you.
That's putting it mildly. I know them all too well, and I hate them with every fiber of my being.
I'm with you.
It's been
You
10
want us to
long
fight
years.
them? I'll join
Still,
you.
Every time I try to look into Caesar's death, they show up and warn me not to do anything stupid.
Okay, yeah, no, there's no way. He has to have been framed. There is no way. Unless he had some group. Why would he have a group sitting there making sure no one looks into him after he's dead and been caught? Like, that's stupid. So that he has to have been framed in a way, or maybe there was someone else who could have been, like, an accomplice, and they don't want shit to be found out. Because no, there's no way in hell someone looking into a supposed thief who's already dead would all of a sudden be, like, visited by this group of sketchy-ass people who are threatening her not to look into it. Like, that makes no sense. Like, there's something off with that.
How do I know I can trust you? Do you really think you can get to the bottom of it all? And why are you doing this?
I'm afraid I can't reveal all the details just yet, but I can promise you this. I will expose the Phantom Weasel's true identity. Because you see, this is a personal matter of the utmost importance. I give you my word. Trust me.
Okay. How can I help you?
I've heard that Caesar used to have a magic workshop where he kept a lot of his personal effects. If possible, I'd like to take a look at them. Do you know where it is?
The Fleuve Sonde. But the place was sealed up by the police after his death, and no one's been there since. I also know that the Fleuve Sonde is dangerous territory. Lots of hostile groups lurking around. If you're serious about going there, please be careful.
Understood. Lynette, you stay here and take care of Gemma. Don't let her come to harm.
Got it. But if I'm staying here, I'm ordering dessert.
Do what you must,
I mean,
Lynette.
Bon appetit. But stay sharp, too. They're likely to come for you while I'm away.
Yeah, they did mention you.
Alright, power saving mode off. I'll start taking this more seriously now.
We got this.
With me here, nothing will happen.
I believe that. I totally believe her. No, that... If anyone fucking tries, no, they made a fucking mistake. Okay. Let's go to this workshop. That's... Oh, it's actually on the map. Fuck. I wasn't expecting that. I thought I was much further. Did I still make a mistake? Oh, is it underground? I can never tell. Wait, is it? Or is it like on the... I'm sorry, Fontaine still confuses me. Shit. Yeah, it's down here, okay. Yeah, no, this area still confuses me. It's new. But okay. Dangerous, so be prepared for a battle. I think my team can handle it. Even with Fremine here. We should be good.
If Gemma gave us the right location, then the workshop should be right nearby. Huh. Looks like these boxes are blocking the entrance. Let's shift them away first.
Got it.
There we go. It should be just down here.
Let's see what we can find. Just need fire. Lyney's got that covered then. Ah, it's because Fremine is here. I would bring Tainari, but we're gonna go... Yeah, no, we're doing this. I wanna... There we go. I can hear the music more clearly now. Very sinister, like, stuff going on. Oh, that scared the fuck out of me.
So this was Caesar's workshop. Nothing suspicious here, just normal magic props. What's hidden further? What was that? Oh.
God, Paimon.
Sort of Caesar's gadgets? Guess we must have triggered some sort of device.
What? I have to attack them? Wait, why is there two of them? It's Trial Lyney. Is this a constellation? It is. It's a. I was confused. I was like, wait a minute. Trial Lyney's still a little bit hurt, though. Jesus, Trial Lyney's strong. Okay. I can kind of do this just with Lyney.
Whoa.
More of the mechanism here.
Look. The doll in the box is glowing.
Oh, they're on the move.
There's something written on the card on this doll. Let's take a closer look.
What? It's a wish list. I'd like a little dove. I want a robot with cool powers. Note, you need your parents' permission to own a pet, and you also need... Oh. I've brought a fluffy toy dove for you this time. If you're ready to own a pet, I'll make a real dove appear for you next time. I want a bucket of fried chicken that never runs out. Okay. I'd like a new bag. No, there's no such thing as fried chicken that never runs out, just as there's no such thing as children who never grow up. Also, eating too much fried food is bad for you. Make sure to pair it with something healthy like salad, alright? Are we just gonna stumble across a lot of, like, the wish list notes for people? I like the little... It was all ominous, but now there's, like, a little fun twist to it. The little cat on his shoulder is glowing. There's a stairway.
Looks
Anything
like
up here?
we've reached the end of this route. Shall we try a different one?
Okay, yeah, I like the music.
These magic boxes are moving. What do we do?
One of them looks different from the rest. Let's investigate.
Oh, you piece of shit. I think it's you. Okay. Okay. You. My eyes deceive me. It's definitely a fun way to have your, most, protected tricks and all that locked up. Okay, we've made it to the room.
That's weird. Have we reached the end already? There's nothing here. Maybe this was
There's
a wasted
books. We
trip.
can look into the information. Yeah, what is it?
This place seems a little too ordinary for a magician's workshop. There's a distinct lack of mystery. We've triggered quite a few devices on the way here. I'm starting to wonder whether Caesar built this whole place as one big, elaborate magic contraption. If so, then there must be more to this place than meets the eye. Maybe
Makes sense.
a hidden room somewhere. Aha! If I just move this book, then hopefully... And... presto!
Oh, you had to stand on books for that.
Passageway. How did you know?
I'm a magician too, and apparently great minds really do think alike. Looks like you've
There's
made it
nice,
inside.
like, confidence,
Let's head in and
like,
take a look around.
there was pride in that. Like, I heard, like, you could tell he really liked that. Oh, more mecha. don't know. Let's have some of my actual people do stuff. There we go. This time it was a less magic locked door, but a combat one. I look around for chests all the time. I'm the master of not seeing the most obvious chests, so.
Here comes the finale.
Ooh, let's go.
Step right up.
Perfect. Was that like a safe?
Lyney? Is there some device in that box?
Possibly, yeah.
Huh. It just looks familiar somehow. Let me check this out for a second while you guys go on ahead.
Familiar. Okay.
If anyone makes a major discovery, let's rendezvous here.
All right. See you in a bit.
The placement of this device inside. If I remember correctly...
Yeah, he's piecing something together here. Anyways, let's see what we can find while he's doing that. Oh, this is a puzzle. Oh, I fucked up.
Oh,
yeah.
Seems like we can't step on the same tile twice.
Yeah.
Guess we've got to finish it in one run, huh?
Oh. Does the tile move with us on it? It does. Perfect. I wasn't sure if that would work, but since it did, we're good. Is that all I needed to do? Did I fuck it up? Yeah, I did fuck up, sorry. I don't know about that first time, but that time I did. Okay, okay. It's fine. No overthinking. Just moving. Okay, okay. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what happened the first time, but we got it the second time. Oh. Oh, it forms a hat. I'm sorry, that was just really cool. Neat little trick.
Wow! There's a hidden room here!
This must be his actual office.
Oh, this bookcase is full of Caesar's own notes. He wrote a lot about the principles of magic. Whew. Much too advanced for Paimon. Hey, look! Is that Caesar's diary on the table?
That it is. That it is.
This book's thick as a brick! Let's take a peek inside it, shall we?
Okay, about Lorenzo's issues. About the farewell? Children studying magic. Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
At one of my shows a few days ago, a child asked me how I pulled candy out of my hat. As a joke, I told the kid that the hat has a built-in wish-granting machine. Next thing I know, today a whole bunch of kids were pestering me to pull all sorts of things out of the hat. So I told them another white lie. The machine needs time to power up, but in the meantime, you can write your wishes down. Well, they took me up on that offer, enthusiastically. As I write this, I've only just got back from running around all over town, buying the things they wanted.
Yeah, no, this is no
My
thief.
legs sore.
Oh.
I wound up saving very little this month, but that's not a major issue. I now have a bigger problem. How am I going to hide all these things inside my hat?
Okay, not gonna lie, I'm very sad. Not gonna lie. Hearing him talk like so fondly about how because he told this kid a white lie and then other kids came and so he said another one, he wants to give them a spark of joy, so he's going out of his way to, you know, go out and get all of these things, and like even though it's taking up all of like the money he's made, so he's not really keeping much from like what he's made. Knowing how he died and how he was called this like criminal and how people were like shitting on his name because of it, that no. Again, you know, just from his notes does not necessarily mean it's obvious, but this place was well hidden, so I don't think if this is what we're seeing, he was a bad guy. I don't think he is. And my eyes are watery, god damn it.
2 children came to talk to me after today's show. I don't know why they were out on their own. They looked much too young to be unsupervised. I do hope they got home safely. Anyway, they said that they wanted me to teach them how to do magic. It's not uncommon for children to ask this, of course, but I've never seen any of them as serious about it as these 2. I told them that learning magic is very hard work. But that didn't faze them at all. It's like they already knew. They seemed so committed. I couldn't turn them down.
Oh, this is gonna suck, man. That's all you wrote about it. But, okay, on to Lorenzo.
It seems like something's bothering Lorenzo lately, but he won't open up to me about it. Surely he's not upset that I agreed to teach those 2 children. I'll have to talk him around.
Wait.
I have a good feeling about those kids. They're naturally talented, and it seems like they're not new to the world of magic. They have all sorts of fantastic ideas. All I'm really doing is helping them develop a more professional standard training plan. They wanted to call me Master, but I told them they absolutely mustn't. Any magician worth their salt could have taught them what I have. They're the geniuses here.
He sounds so nice.
I don't deserve to be called any sort of master. With time, I have no doubt that they could become far greater magicians than I. My only concern is why they're so mature for their age. I fear they've had to grow up too fast. I don't dare to imagine what they must have been through.
They went through
Gemma
too
thinks
much
so
and then
too.
even more.
She doesn't like being around them. Says that their eyes are too piercing. They don't bother me, but then again, I've never been the sharpest tool in the shed.
Oof, okay. Back to, so I don't think about this too much and cry about it. Back to this Lorenzo shit, okay? Was he actually, not, jealous isn't the word, but I'm gonna use it here, jealous, or, like, scared about how this dude who's supposed to only give him this knowledge, because, you know, later after his death, he's the one who made him, he took over and he was a bigger name, this and that. Did he not like that other kids, like the other people, were being taught the same things and possibly would come into competition with him? And it is interesting, like, on the Gemma point really quick, that she didn't like being around them because of their piercing eyes. I would say to Caesar's credit here, he says it's not because he says it's because he's not the sharpest tool in the shed. But the fact that he saw these things, saw that it seems like they were in a situation where they grew up way too fast, that something wasn't all there, and like, you know, wondering it, scared to find out what they went through because it had to have been something big. It takes a really good person to, you know, like in a sense you'd see like your assistant, in a sense, like your your pupil, like they don't seem too happy about this, and then even your wife, in a sense, kind of felt a little off for, you know, whatever reason when the kids were around, or maybe even if they were just brought up. Yet you still, you know, you saw their dedication, their drive, and you were worried about them, you know, and so you're like, no, I'm gonna do this. And the fact, and just, I don't know, I'm sorry, I'm about to start like talking about him as if I'm some great fan, but hearing this, and it's amazing that it's voiced by, you know, voice too, because even without it, I would probably be emotional, but the way that he definitely sounds like he got connected to them. And I know I'm already speaking definitively as if this is Lyney and Lynette, but I mean, again, I mentioned it briefly earlier, not to mention that Lyney says this is actually a personal matter, whether it was about his show or not. Just that he mentioned that he took to watching a street performer in event, you know, getting that, like, it was mentioned. But about the farewell, I don't like that.
It's nearly time for me to go on tour. I asked the two kids if they'd like to come with me.
They shook their heads.
They shook
Okay.
their heads. I once overheard them talking about their father.
Father!
And their
Yep,
mission.
okay.
Sounds like their parents have other plans for them. I guess we'll be parting ways soon.
Oh, that's sad.
It's only been 10 days since I first met them.
Oh, yeah, see?
I've gotten a feel for their personalities now.
10 days. You can hear how much he cares and how proud he was of their skills, and he's only known them for 10 days.
They're very tough, but also very cautious. And they trust no one but each other. This, I fear, is not a good habit to have.
Not great, but it, as we know, it's how they coped and how they survived, and at that point, they genuinely only had each other. And if they're already with the Fatui, the House of the Hearth, things happen to them that would make them very cautious to trust. So, yeah.
They hide things from me too. For example, when I asked them where they live and why they wanted to learn magic, they lied. That's the thing about children. Whenever they're trying to cover something up, it always shows somehow. I can sense that their lives have been hard, possibly even dangerous too. They're not like other children. It's a shame that I can't do more to help them. After thinking things over, I decided to tell them a bit about how I see the world. It's full of lies and falsehoods.
And that is why we must find our own truth.
Find our own truth.
He's an upstanding guy.
P.S. I hope they won't find my nagging annoying. Children are so opinionated nowadays. Will it do them more harm than good for someone they've only known 10 days to lecture them like that?
No, I bet they appreciated and held on to that advice.
P.S. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Children aren't interested in grand philosophies. It probably just went in one ear and out the other.
No, I doubt that.
I've already forgotten
I doubt
what I
that.
said.
Fuck.
Oh, Caesar, Caesar. Just mind your own business next time.
Hey, you fucking cared, and I bet those words are still with them. Yep. Stop reading.
Two magic geniuses with
Oh,
a
okay.
father and a mission, huh?
Who do you think that could be?
Sounds a lot like he was writing about Lyney and Lynette, don't you think?
He totally was. I don't care if Lyney tries to deny it. Maybe he'll admit it here. But no.
So did they meet Caesar when they were kids? Let's go ask Lyney.
I'm sorry, from that note, no. I've erased. Like, they would shock me to say that this dude was the Phantom Thief. I'm just gonna say it right now. I want to say that it was fucking Lorenzo. I could be wrong, but I want to say it's him. I want to put blame on the dude who apparently seemed to have had issues once this dude wanted to take on two children as apprentices and all that because they, were determined and they seemed like they really had it rough.
Lyney?
Oh, did he figure out what the box
Hold
is
that
about?
thought. As I expected, there's a lot of fishy
Okay.
things going on in this place.
Okay. So, hopefully...
Fishy?
Oh, we were probably reading that out
Uh-oh,
loud.
what have you found?
All in good time. Before we go over our new leads, I want to tell you how a high-altitude escape is performed.
Oh. Wait. Fishy. You said something fishy. Okay, my brain just went places.
First, the magician slots themselves into a magic box in full view of the audience. The box is then suspended high in the air, and a short while later, the base automatically opens. At this point, a dummy will fall out of the box, but it looks real enough to grab the audience's attention, and they start wailing and screaming. Meanwhile, the real magician, who has by now blended into the crowd, waits for a good moment to make their appearance and put on a hysterical performance.
I'm just gonna say this. I don't want to hold it in, but my brain, I really don't like this Lorenzo character. Was this not a freak accident from the magic trick? Was this planned? Was this sabotage? I'm happy to be wrong. I want to be wrong, because if I'm not, I'm upset. Putting it lightly, I'm very upset. Yeah.
Oh no! Is that me? Did I just fall to my death?
Oh my
Very
god.
vivid description. Paimon can really picture it.
I bet you can.
The audience's gaze then turns to the magician, and by the time they realize what's happened, the dummy has vanished, as if everything that just happened was some sort of shared
illusion. Okay.
Of course, that's just how I think the process should work, theoretically speaking.
Theoretically.
The inventor of this trick never performed it successfully. When the box opened, Caesar was the one who fell out, and not the dummy.
Alright, like, cause it could have been innocent. He genuinely could have fucked up his own trick. But I don't know. I don't want to think that's what happened. It could have been. It genuinely could have been a botched up fucking accident. But this dude's sketch, and then apparently some people have been hired to fucking silence anyone looking into it. That doesn't happen because of a freak accident.
He fell right to the ground from the highest point of the opera house. No one could hope to survive that fall. Not without a vision, at least. And no one else has ever attempted this trick since. My understanding of how it works is just based on what I could gather from his notes and the relevant gadgets here in his workshop.
So Caesar's famous high-altitude escape has never been done, huh? Paimon was about to say how cool it would have been to see it in person, but if it's that dangerous, it's probably for the best that no one else tries to do it. Wait a second. So if a dummy's supposed to drop out of the box, then where does the real magician go? How does he get out?
Glad you asked. That brings us to the secret of said box.
Yeah, what's up?
This box right here is the one that Caesar constructed himself to use in the performance, and it's not as simple as it looks. Inside, there's a device that only the magician himself would know about. Once the magician's inside, and the box is lifted up into the air, the audience's view of the box is fixed at a certain angle.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt, but my brain also thought of this. like, even though they were busy and so they technically parted with Caesar, were they there to watch his performance? Like, did they see that happen? I'm just gonna let that thought sit.
From where they're standing, they have a clear view of the front, sides, and bottom, but the back and the top are now no longer visible. At
Okay.
this point, the magician presses a button inside the box, opening a secret door out of view. He then escapes through this trap door onto the opera house roof, waits for the dummy to fall and distract the audience, and quietly returns to ground level.
That's way simpler than Paimon imagined. Even Paimon could probably do it.
Paimon, you can float. That's cheating.
Well, there's a little more to it than that, of course. The hardest part of this trick is controlling the audience's mood and reactions. That takes an exceptional degree of showmanship.
Definitely.
There's the falling dummy, the miraculous reappearance, the pompous performing. Maybe the magician would even have themselves tied up before it begins to strengthen the impression that there's no escape. Many days and nights of careful research and painstaking practice would have gone into this, all culminating in a performance just a few minutes long, but one that still manages to transform the shock and grief of a tragic accident to the joy and laughter of a mesmerizing magic trick. Caesar was a highly accomplished magician. But unfortunately, even he didn't manage to pull it off.
So, how did it go so wrong? You said you found some fishy stuff here. Have you figured out what really happened?
I can make a pretty good guess. I looked into the case files. The magic box Caesar was using at the time of his death had the secret button I mentioned positioned on the right-hand side. And, sure enough, he always used his right hand as his dominant hand in public.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Nothing suspicious there.
Yet, Paimon.
But here's the strange thing. Most of the devices in this workshop have the mechanism on the left-hand side, including this box right here. Which leads me to believe that Caesar was in fact left-handed.
Would he have done... Wait. I don't know, we're gonna let this play out. Can't afford to have...
their most basic habits stand out too much. People naturally focus their attention on the most important details of the task or situation at hand. But a magician needs to be able to redirect an audience's attention at will, so as to avoid arousing their suspicion. The essence of magic is getting people to believe a lie. If even the truth raises eyebrows, the falsehoods become all the more difficult to mask. And so, Caesar trained himself to use his right hand to align with his audience's expectations. Great magic always requires sacrifices. But in his most stressful and nerve-wracking moments, and when no one was watching, reflex would kick in and he'd use his left hand. That's why he set his gadgets with the mechanism on his left. Exactly. I think that's likely what happened. Caesar would have been under a lot of time pressure during the escape. He'd have had mere seconds to open the hidden compartment, retrieve the dummy, then open the secret door and make a swift escape.
Wait. Maybe my theory's right then. Because... someone can exploit that. Like, it could have been anyone, obviously, because there's that. But exploiting would mean that they know, and that he would, like, go by habit. And that would have to be someone who was close with him. You know?
But I'm sure he was confident. He would have rehearsed countless times to the point where it was second nature. He'd barely need to think about what he was doing because muscle memory would guide him through. So he opened the compartment, took out the dummy, checked everything was in order, and then went to leave. With his left hand, he reached for the button, and suddenly, his heart skipped a beat. It wasn't there. Much like when you reach for your keys but find your pocket empty, his mind needed a moment to process what was going on. Instinctively, his left hand would keep feeling around for the missing button, maybe for another second or two, until the bottom of the box gave way. With the stakes being as high as they were, just a 2-second delay cost him everything. The authorities would find nothing suspicious and conclude that his death was due to his own error.
When in reality, someone switched the boxes, and they did it to murder him. But how would they be able to make the switch without being noticed? That would be difficult to pull off, no?
Not if you were someone he
It would
trusted.
have to have been someone who knew that he was left-handed and who could move his props around without arousing suspicion.
Always by his
Someone who's
side.
always by his side. Isn't that right, Lorenzo?
Yeah, you
Just
piece of
couldn't
shit.
let sleeping dogs lie, could you?
No, you fucking asshole. Hell no. I was right, and can I please tell me we're kicking his ass?
There's not a lot of people who'd go to all this trouble for some magician who died 10 years ago. I didn't want to have to do this, you know. Silencing you the hard way just creates more problems for me to deal with.
Well, maybe. This was not just some magician who died 10 years ago, you motherfucking piece of garbage. Apparently to you, he's just some magician who died 10 years ago. But he had loved ones. He had people who looked up to him, people who... Can I kill him?
But I gave you your chance. I hoped you'd do what's good for you and back off like the lady, but... you disappoint me.
You disappoint me.
You mean Gemma? So you are the one who's been
Yeah, no.
her.
Not only did he fucking kill Caesar, he then, when she was like, this is suspicious, this is wrong, what actually happened, he's like, he goes and silences her.
Yes, although however stubborn she might be, she was never much of a liability. But you people...
How do you know that?
never even knew
Assumptions!
For some reason, you just wouldn't drop it.
Well, because actually people cared about Caesar. People knew him, whether you like to believe that or not. I hope to one day, well, actually it's probably possible, you didn't sound likable. People are gonna forget who you are. It is gonna be lovely.
Which is why you can't leave this place alive.
Oh, we can't beat him up. He's
Take
running
him out
away.
and make
Nope.
it quick.
No.
Do your worst.
Now disappear!
Nope. Nope.
One with nature. Clouds high. The birds call. Into the wind.
Chip on up. See you leave.
Frost is coming. Getting here.
Step right up. A round of applause.
Nope. Yeah, no, run! You piece of shit. Yeah, let's get him. That was satisfying.
You kids are tougher than you look.
Oh, yeah.
Had enough yet, Lorenzo? Your cronies can't help you now. I think it's high time you started talking. And what I'd really like to know is, why did you murder Caesar?
Yeah, answer this fucking question. I'm not gonna like your answer. I'm probably gonna think of you even worse than I currently am, because I think I know what your answer is.
If I had a Mora for every time you said that man's name. Of course you idolized Caesar, everyone else did. But I was the real genius magician. Me!
Okay,
He
so
was
here.
just an amateur who did cheap tricks for gullible children. I was the one who made magic into the fine art it is today. The aristocrats doffed their hats to me.
Jealousy is an ugly look. To be fair, I think that's just your face. I'm sorry. Can I be low-key petty and mean like this? This dude murdered somebody. For that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So it was jealousy.
Yeah. For jealousy. He was fucking jealous. And so he committed murder. And then went out to silence anyone who just wanted closure for how they lost their loved ones so suddenly. And it was painted as a freak accident where they found evidence that this dude was actually a fucking criminal. She just wanted closure. But, you know, you got what you wanted. He died. His name was tarnished. And you became the biggest magician. And in your words, you know, you made it the art it is today. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit... I'm in this lovely bomb of emotions. No, you were jealous. You're a fucking big-ass baby. You're a man-child.
Jealousy. Hatred, more like. I hated Caesar. All he cared about was his magic. He lived and breathed it.
Yeah, and guess what he also did? He liked spreading joy to the children. Him, you know, saying this one thing, and then they got all excited about it. He was an upstanding guy, and he was like, well, I have to do this now. And he took time out of the day to do that, you know, and he, you know, the story about with, you know, Lyney and Lynette. You could see, yes, okay, he lived and breathed his magic. But he was also just a genuine guy who, you know, probably really enjoyed spreading joy to people, you know? Like, really liked that aspect of the, you know, show, in a sense. Like, just seeing the people's reactions. He was probably, like, one of his best, like, favorite parts. Meanwhile, you know, jealousy is a part of hatred, you piece of shit. I don't want you to, like, go and clarify as if that's not it. You hated him and you were jealous of his work ethic, of how, like, famous he got. You didn't like any of that. It upset you because it wasn't you. And that's a you problem, not a go and take the dude out problem. That is a fucking you problem.
He poured everything into his street performances and his stupid tours like it was just a hobby to him, never bothering to think about Mora. What sort of fool devotes their life to the art of deception and never has a Mora to show for it?
Because some people fucking love what they do, you piece of garbage. I'm sorry. Woo. Well, you, waste of space. You know? Some people like what they do. And you know, he does need money to survive. But that's just it. If his thing is he loved his craft. Like I said, I feel like he was someone who really enjoyed, like, bringing a little joy, a little, like, smile or laughter to people's lives in his, you know, street performances and, you know, his shows. For him, he didn't need to be some rich motherfucker. He didn't need that. Unlike you, who's a greedy motherfucker. I should really just keep doing the story quest, but I'm sorry, this point's just... Not everything is about rich... And you know, he probably wasn't, like, even... Like, he wasn't asking for fame, either. It came because of how great of a person he was and how much, like, joy and obvious, like, stuff that followed him with his performances. So he wasn't even asking for fame. Did he get money from this? Yes. But he loved what he did. He probably, like, you know, from running around not having much of the Mora saved up because he spent a lot of it for the children. But that's okay. Because he cared about the people. It wasn't a fucking job where he's just supposed to receive all of these finances to him. It was what he loved to do. And you not only took him out, but you stole, like, you robbed the joy and happiness from a lot of people by taking him out because you were jealous and couldn't fucking understand that some people don't think they need to be billionaires to fucking be happy. You don't give a fuck about magic. Like, you did not care about being a magician. You just wanted the fame and glory that came from it. Meanwhile, Caesar, he fucking loved it. He lived and breathed it because he loved bringing joy to people.
But the people loved him, didn't they? Oh, how they looked up to him. No one gave me a second look. All I ever heard was, "Oh, your master's amazing, isn't he?"
Oh man, I'm so glad he pointed out that he was your master. Yes, it probably sucked, especially with someone like you, who hated just hearing, "Oh, your master's amazing." Here's the thing. You could see why the people loved him. He was kind. Even though you sound like, even back then, like you were a fucking awful prick who could not show gratitude in anything. You were so much better then. He would teach you things. Like, he looked after you. Yes, obviously, since he's looking after you, your master is amazing, this and that. But at one point, he probably would have retired to maybe just doing street shows, naturally. Maybe, like, since you're so much better, you, through the years, would slowly become more popular, even with him still around. But you did the coward thing. You did the weak-ass motherfucker thing, and you took him out of the picture, and you ruined his fucking reputation. And I still think you're guilty. I don't know. He can maybe not be the fucking Phantom Thief. I'm just saying he's guilty. I hope he gets charged with it. He's just a selfish piece of shit. I don't want him on my screen.
Amazing. Yeah, so amazing that he was completely broke.
Okay.
Every other apprentice was living it up at their master's expense, but no, not me. I put in all the work, mastered all the skills, and it brought me nothing more than the life I already had.
Oh, guess what? You could have got a fucking job. Like, another job. You could be apprenticing with him, and then also have a different job. You know what? You can work. You know what? You want all this money? Fucking work for it. You killed him just because you didn't get to live lavishly because, you know, he wasn't all about the money. Yeah, why don't you just leave? Like I said, you were a fucking coward, a dumbass, a fucking nobody, and so you did the worst thing. Yeah, no, you fucking bullshit.
He forbade me from using magic to trick people out of their mora. There was nothing he hated more than that.
Yeah, because he's an upstanding guy. You motherfucker. So what? You're admitting that at one point you wanted to talk about committing fraud? Or like, what's the actual word? I'm sorry, I'm too mad to really think logically, but yeah. You could have still left. Like, you know, since you disagreed with his morale of not lying to people and stealing their money, you could have just left. Said, you know what, I'm fucking done. But you liked how he was famous, so you thought, you know, maybe, just maybe it would work out for you, but then since it wasn't, you'd kill him, because...
And with his reputation in Fontaine, it was too risky for me to go it alone. As long as he was alive, if I dabbled in my own brand of money-making magic, he would expose me, and it would destroy me.
Cool, then go into a different profession. Go into a fucking different profession, instead of becoming a murderer. But no, that's not your route. You didn't like that. You're not more talented. You're not even good. You're legit just awful, but you ruined the guy who actually had the talent and passion. So it just made you look good, even though, you know, if people just fucking looked at you for a second, they would see you're a piece of shit.
I had to kill him. There
No!
was no other way.
No, you didn't!
Go.
You fucking didn't! No, you actual garbage. No one has to kill somebody. That is a... Because you were planning on doing shitty stuff that's technically illegal. In a sense. I don't know about Fontaine. Fontaine's weird. But, you know, illegal in a sense. And someone would call you out on that shit. You decided you just had to kill him. You couldn't come up with a different plan, a different strategy. You couldn't actually just fucking work for something. You just went, I guess I gotta kill him.
And this was your only motive?
Yeah, is that your only motive?
Was reason enough? What other motive would I need?
There's not a motive enough to make me kill an innocent person. Hell no. Oh no. If I was Lyney, I would at least get a good slap in. I would maybe deck him. Be like, okay, I've heard enough from him, knock him out. Just be like, okay, cool. That's it? I'm good. 'Cause no. I need to hit something. I'm stressed out and I need to move. It's too dark outside and early for a jog, but oh my god, I need to do something. This dude is a waste of space. I don't like using that term, but holy fuck. I can't. Oh my.
Well, I was under the impression that there might have been other factors at play. For instance,
Oh,
maybe you were in love
there
with
could have
Gemma,
been,
but
yeah, there
she
could
was
be that
engaged to
too.
Caesar.
That could be that too. And guess what, motherfucker? Killing her fiance is not gonna mean she loves you. Because, you know, she was engaged to this person, and then now she's lost him in a horrific accident. She's probably not gonna be like, oh, my love is dead. Time to move on. She's probably gonna be grieving and upset. So if this is true, he's an even somehow bigger piece of garbage.
In love with Gemma? Don't be ridiculous.
Oh, your response there. I don't know. Maybe
Guess I was
you were
wrong
right.
about that then. Next question. Are you the Phantom Weasel?
Mm-hmm.
I am.
Yep.
Caesar was so strict with me.
That you decided to
He
steal.
insisted that his way was the right way. That the sole purpose of magic was to bring joy to the world.
Yes. Because if something was brought in to do something wrong, then you're probably bound to get caught. And, you know, magic, you know, most shows bring people, like, joy. Like, they're like, oh my god, how'd that happen? Like, amazement. So in the grand scheme of things, magic should be used in a way where it brings joy for the people, or, like, this, like, mystery, like, this air. Not your own benefit fucking money. Like, it's cool when you can get some money, like, profit in from it, sure. But the second you decide that money is the most important thing, it's just fucking upsetting.
I never bought into any of that. I was more interested in the practical value of magic.
Practical value.
Sure enough, it helped me fill my pockets with all kinds of valuable treasures.
Yeah, what's this one?
Charlotte told us that the weasel would steal whatever people valued, no matter how much it was worth.
That's just how it looked from the outside. What would any thief want with second-rate loot? I've only ever targeted high-value items.
Oh, were you spreading rumors? What's more of that?
Things as a way of
Okay,
practicing
practice.
my craft. It was other people's overactive imaginations that conjured up the preposterous image they then dubbed the Phantom Weasel.
So, that's the story, huh? Well, I hope you're ready to tell it all over again during your trial.
Oh, yeah,
What
no.
choice do I have? You're a pack of wolves, and you've got me between your jaws. You've seen what's here, and my last-ditch effort to stop it getting out has failed. What else can I do? So be it. I've enjoyed power and wealth for the last 10 years, the likes of which Caesar could never give me.
It was not his job.
I wouldn't choose for things to end this way, but I regret nothing.
I hope you enjoy prison for the rest of your life. I hope you do. Oh, dear God, I hope you do. You don't regret killing an innocent man who very clearly held up morals and didn't want to trick people. He didn't want to do something that could possibly harm or affect people, and he wasn't just there for monetary value. I'm sorry, my respect for Lyney just went up a lot more. I don't know what I would be doing in this situation. I actively don't.
Very well. In that case, I'll contact the guards. Traveler, Paimon, keep an eye on Lorenzo for me. I'll meet you just outside the workshop when I'm back.
sorry.
At least I can finally stop looking over my shoulder now.
Oh, I'm so glad this is just a relief to you. No more having to stress that your murder's gonna be found out. Nope. At least someone's happy. This quest has me messed up. I'm upset.
Lyney has told me the whole story. Lorenzo, do you confess to the murder of Caesar and to framing him for the Phantom Weasel's crimes?
Look who's finally developed a conscience.
He didn't even do that. Don't give him that honor, that high praise.
What kind of disciple murders their own master? I hope it was worth it, because there'll be hell to pay.
Looks like it's all over. What should we do next, Lyney? Should we start preparing for your show?
Let me think.
Okay.
Let's rendezvous with Lynette and Gemma first. With Lorenzo in custody, Gemma will no longer have to fear for her safety.
Good point. We should go tell Gemma the good news right away. It'll give her some peace of mind for sure.
Oh, I don't know what I was expecting from Lyney's quest. I don't know, I didn't feel like I was gonna get extraordinarily pissed off. That's my one note. I didn't think I would be very... Like, I thought I would be emotional in a way. But anger, like at absolute disgust, was not one. My eyes. If I'm not careful, tears.
You're back.
Hey, Lynette.
You were so quick. I've only just finished my third dessert.
I wish I was you right now, girl. I need it.
Your third? Oh, come on, we've talked about this. Everything in moderation. You're not going to have any room left for dinner now.
Worth it.
It's fine. I'll shift to exercise mode and
jog off.
Sure.
Yep.
That's besides the point. Well, it's done now. But try to eat a more balanced diet in the future.
Point taken.
I love these
Did
two.
everything go okay?
Of course. Lorenzo was no match for us. The guards are taking him into custody as we speak.
Gosh, that's amazing. I'm sorry. I still didn't know if I could trust you, but now it seems I can.
Don't worry. You've been through so much, lady. It's fine.
I had my suspicions about Lorenzo.
Oh.
But I...
Oh.
It's okay. We understand. He did threaten you. Paimon would find it hard to trust strangers in your position, too. But you don't need to be scared anymore. Everything's gonna be okay.
Sorry. Sorry. My emotions are all over the place right now. I've been waiting for this day to come for so long. I always wanted to report Lorenzo. He took all of Caesar's property, which I found suspicious. But I had people watching me all the time, so I couldn't risk looking into it. I was so afraid. I was scared he'd do something terrible to me. And then no one would be left to visit Caesar's grave. So I...
No, it makes sense. You did good keeping yourself safe.
Truly.
Caesar wouldn't hold
so
hold it
much.
against you.
Thank you all for clearing Caesar's name. I never would have guessed that Lorenzo was the real Phantom Weasel. He never showed any signs that there were problems between him and Caesar in public. From the outside, it looked like they got along great. To think that lowlife's been living life to the fullest all this time, while Caesar's name was getting dragged through the mud. It's a travesty. At least his soul can finally rest in peace now, thanks to your efforts.
If only I'd realized before it was too late.
Who knows? I feel like he would want to. I don't know.
Don't blame yourself, Gemma. This isn't
It's not your fault.
Yeah, you still have the rest of your life to live. Caesar wouldn't want to see you spending it feeling guilty.
Cheer up, Gemma. My brother's doing a magic show at the Opera House tomorrow evening. Would you like to come along? It might raise your spirits. This show will be a special one. We're holding it in Caesar's honor.
In Caesar's honor? Really? Oh, thank you. I'll be there.
Great. We'll see you tomorrow evening. Traveler, Paimon, don't be late.
We won't.
Don't worry, we'll be there. No way are we gonna miss out on a free magic show. Wait, Paimon feels like we're forgetting something. Oh yeah, Caesar's diary!
Yeah, we didn't tell them.
If the two kids Caesar taught magic to were Lyney and Lynette or not.
It so fucking was.
Lyney changed the topic back in the workshop, so we didn't get a chance to bring it up. Oh well. Guess we'll just have to ask Lyney tomorrow evening.
Oh, we'll get an answer. We won't even have to ask. We should know after. Okay, no, I need just tomorrow. I don't know why I was going so far. Okay, I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting to get so riled up. I shout too much, man. If I was in an apartment with neighbors, I would get many a complaint, and it would be a problem. Anyways. Let's go to the magic show. Okay, let's click this guy. Separation. You think... I'm sorry. I'm going back to that little small moment with the flower that he had on him that he ended up putting on the Traveler. Yeah. Okay. I'm going back to that as a thought. Here's Charlotte, Lynette, and Gemma.
Here I am, as we agreed. I wonder what kind of show Lyney has prepared for us this time. Oh, the anticipation. It's killing me. Oh, and how could I forget? Thank you both for capturing Lorenzo. Now that this decade-long case of the Phantom Weasel has finally been put to rest, I'm going to go through my notes and put it all together into the most spectacular special column piece to ever grace the pages of the Steambird.
Please make sure to drag Lorenzo's name in the mud. I'm sorry.
Paimon's excited to see another of Lyney's magic shows! Wait. Lynette, shouldn't you be on stage by now?
Not this time. My brother's going solo today. So, I'll be watching with you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everybody's ready because the show is about to begin.
Okay.
The great magician Lyney has prepared a spectacular show for us all tonight, concluding with an all-new grand finale that no audience has ever seen before.
Oh, we should know what's coming.
Thank you all so much for coming. Now, prepare to join me on a journey through the mystical and miraculous.
Does she recognize?
Isn't it? Yes, it's just...
It reminds me.
It reminds me of him.
No wonder. Caesar was a famous magician
Not
too.
just that. Oh my god.
How did you two first meet, Gemma?
Well, I was out on the street once, and I saw him performing for little children. Children love magic, because they're willing to believe in things that can't be rationally explained. Caesar had this amazing way of bringing them into a dreamlike world. And somehow, I felt drawn to him too. So I went up and asked him to do a trick for me.
Aw, that sounds so romantic. What trick did he do?
It was with
A
a
flower.
He took it in his hand,
Oh.
snapped his fingers, and it magically appeared on my head.
Oh. Like, I was confident in the response I had, but oh my god. See? No, and he was sitting that the kids that he told that little lecture to would probably forget his words. There's no way. They held on to it. And that is a good tie-in to the fucking start of this quest. My heart. My heart.
I was so happy that day.
Mm-hmm.
No one had ever given me a flower before that.
Oh, that's so cute.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, now that you mention it,
Mm-hmm. There you
done
go.
that one before.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Come on,
that
come on.
right? Then I suppose he's a romantic at heart, just like Caesar. So let's treasure the time we have with him. After all,
Oh.
you never know when the people dearest to you might be gone.
Oh.
That's right. It's all over now. Paimon doesn't really know how to comfort you, but at the very least, no one's gonna be intimidating you from now on. You can breathe easy at last, right?
And his name's not being dragged through anymore.
Yes, you can breathe easy now. Phantom Weasel.
Puh!
See? Even Lynette says...
Paimon.
Wait, what? The Phantom Weasel? Lorenzo escaped? Where is he?
Paimon.
What do you mean, Phantom Weasel?
As Lyney once said, a performer's job is to commit fully to their role and put on a flawless performance for their audience.
I'm not even
But
surprised.
once the bag of tricks is empty and the curtain falls, it's time to end the show. The spotlight is no place for someone with no more cards up their sleeve. It's been 10 years, Gemma. Aren't you tired of the grieving widow act? I think it's time to put an end to it.
What are you talking about?
Paimon.
Paimon doesn't like this riddle. Traveler, Paimon doesn't like where this is going. Come on, say something.
Okay, I'm sorry. This isn't about the story quest. I just am finding my behavior rather funny. I was very upset with Lorenzo because his dumb, petty reason to commit murder. Don't commit murder anyways. But, you know, him. Yet, Lynette just goes, right, Phantom Weasel? And my brain goes, that makes sense. And that's it. That's just it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all enjoying the performance so far.
But in my mind, this is the one thing where it could be dicey. It makes me a bit upset. Is in that case, did she frame Caesar? Like, to get it off her chest? Like, there's an aspect where Lorenzo still could have done that just because he really wanted to tarnish his master's name. But if she did it, there is a layer of deep betrayal that I feel.
There will now be a brief intermission, after which Lyney will perform the most electrifying act of tonight's show, the one we've all been waiting for. The final performance will take place outside of the Opera House, so
Here it
please
comes.
make your way outside in a calm and orderly fashion.
The Phantom Weasel never did like public places, did they? Don't worry, this place will be quiet soon. Let's talk somewhere else for now.
I love these guys. Can I see them more often? Like, I'm a little scared how we'll be seeing them in the Archon quest, but I want more of this. Less emotional, though. Please. I'm fragile.
Dear me, this is awkward, isn't it? And unfortunately, I'm all out of gadgets, so I'm afraid I can't do any tricks to liven up the mood.
It's all good, Lyney.
This is a big mistake for a magician to make, but thankfully I do have a backup plan. Now, who wants to hear a story?
I'm all ears.
Lyney, don't we have more important things to address right now?
Come on, you two, do you not catch on?
Gemma being the real Phantom Weasel a moment ago. Oh, what the heck's going on?
All in good time.
Exactly.
Magicians are good at guessing what people are thinking. I know the questions you want to ask. And as it happens, the story I'm about to tell might answer a few of them.
Really? Well then, let's hear it.
Come on, Paimon. Let's just let him talk.
Let's go back to the very beginning.
A decade ago,
when the Phantom Weasel was terrorizing the court of Fontaine. She never missed a target, never left a trace, and no treasure was safe from her thieving hands. But as her infamy grew, so did the readiness of the police, and her opportunities to act became ever fewer. Every day, she ran the risk of being exposed for who she was. Of course, she could not simply take this lying down, and before long, she found her ticket to freedom. She would create a scapegoat, a false weasel to close the chapter on her behalf. After weighing her options, she set her sights on a renowned magician, Caesar. After all, magic and theft shared enough similarities for people to buy the story when the truth came out.
So then what?
Being the master deceiver she was, the weasel easily earned Caesar's trust. Now all that remained was to frame him for her countless crimes. But as she was considering how to make her move, she noticed Caesar's aggrieved pupil, and a new thought entered her mind. Maybe I don't need to get my hands dirty after all.
Yeah, no, like I said, my outbursts between Lorenzo and her are only different, I think, because of, well, both their motives suck, but it's because his was portrayed to me first. Because, no, I feel my anger rising, but like I said, it's reasoning and all of that. I'm sorry, yeah, no, anger's hitting, because I hate what she did at the gravesite now, my brain. You know, if only I had noticed sooner, I could have stopped it, but she did notice sooner. But she didn't want to stop it. Because that was her plan. That's what she wanted. It like Lynette said, keeps her from getting her hands dirty. Okay.
At her encouragement, Lorenzo tampered with Caesar's magic box, causing him to fall to his death.
Oh yeah, she even worked with him. I'm not getting him off the hook. I still mean every word I said to him back when I was very angry. I just throw her on the list. It's a long list.
Afterwards, Lorenzo seized his master's property, and the weasel set about tarnishing Caesar's reputation. Two co-conspirators committed the perfect crime.
Oh. I've got to hand it to you. You're both exceptional storytellers. It's enough to make even me wonder whether there was really another mastermind behind all this, pulling the strings.
Oh no, these two would not have murdered somebody. Especially someone they actually looked up to. It's only you.
But I just have one question. You seem to think that I am the villain in this tale. What's brought this on, Lyney? Is it something that Lorenzo said?
I mean, you were plotting to place a huge-ass crime on an innocent person, so you are pretty much a villain, but yeah.
Don't worry, Lorenzo said nothing at all.
Yep.
But I never believed that he was the weasel, and in fact, my investigation only made me more certain of that. He was too forthcoming with his confession, as if there was something else he was trying to hide.
Not just that. If we think back to it, Lyney did mention Gemma. He did mention Gemma, just to see if, like, maybe there was a crush. Like, you know, and then the response was like, no, of course not. And then, like, yeah, I'm the weasel. Because that was the next question. Yeah.
How disappointing. So you'd sooner trust Lorenzo than me? Even without a shred of evidence?
Oh no, I bet they have evidence.
A magician is an expert at playing the audience to get the result they want. And I have no doubt that you, Gemma, are equally talented in this regard. With a little help from Lorenzo, you put on a very convincing performance. The lovesick fiancé, whose devotion to her betrothed is unshakable, even under threats of violence. Caesar was maligned and hated by all for 10 years, but you, everyone sympathized with your plight. Who would suspect for 1 second that the lovely young lady always seen weeping in front of Caesar's grave was actually the mastermind behind his demise? No, not that poor lady.
Perish the thought.
Wait, so you mean the whole intimidation thing was just a hoax? Gemma and Lorenzo were both in on it? But why would Lorenzo agree to that? And why didn't he sell her out even at the end instead of admitting to being the weasel himself?
Yes, why indeed? Maybe Gemma herself could enlighten us on that question.
Well, Lyney, if you're so confident in your version of events, then I think the answer should be obvious.
Based off your tone, I'm also kind of convinced.
Having killed Caesar with his own hands, Lorenzo was plagued by overwhelming guilt. Revealing the Phantom Weasel's true identity would serve no purpose. But if the Weasel remained free, then she could take care of Lorenzo's loved ones.
An excellent answer, though sadly a little dull.
Is that right? Well, don't let me bore you. If you'd care to change the topic to something more interesting, I'd be much obliged.
Now she's getting on my nerves
As
a little bit more.
Fact, there's one thing I'd really like to understand. Why would the real Weasel have targeted things that only have value to other people? Could you shed any light on that?
That was a specific thing.
Of course. After all, we're just telling stories here, aren't we? If I had to guess, I would say that the real Weasel must have had a terrible childhood.
Ooh, remember in Caesar's diary, he noted that Gemma didn't like them. It was something in their stare. Like maybe she saw something in their eyes that reminded her of her childhood. And she really did not like that. She did not like that reminder being like right there in her face, and she couldn't handle it. Like, is that a viable theory? Right? I feel like that's a good working theory, at least.
Left to fend for herself after her parents died young. Betrayed, scorned, beaten.
Okay, yeah, that older person right there is a piece of shit for seeing this and letting it happen.
She'd scrounge waste paper from garbage bins to draw on, using twigs and dirt for lack of ink and pen. She'd sew ugly rag dolls from whatever scrap material she could get her hands on.
Also, this is fucked up, and I do feel bad that this is what happened, because it really shouldn't have. But this is still not a reason to go ahead and frame someone and assist in the plan of them getting murdered.
This was her only source of happiness in life. But it was all she needed, and she was content. Until the world decided that even this was too good for her. Once again, she was betrayed. And this time, everything was taken from her. She felt like life was a miry pit that dragged her further down the more she struggled to escape. At that tender age, she should have been happy. Instead, she stood in the shadows and watched with envy as all good things in the world passed her by. This was a fate too cruel for anyone to bear. Her pain became a breeding ground for dark thoughts. Thoughts which festered and grew into a twisted solution to her troubles. I detest the happiness of others, in all its forms alike.
Yeah, so you probably really hated Caesar, huh? She hated happiness. Caesar's whole goal was to spread happiness. He loved the joy of the profession.
I will rob them of everything they hold to be good and true, and it will fill the void in my soul.
That's some pretty heavy stuff.
Now it all makes sense.
Does this story satisfy you, Lyney?
Yes, it is quite to my tastes. Thank you for helping to clear up my confusion.
Huh. That's right. What drove you
Well,
to
what
write
if she
that
didn't? I
letter,
don't
John?
know. I'm interested on this
What were you trying
detail.
to achieve there? Because without that, none of this would have ever come to light.
She didn't write the letter.
Exactly.
After 10 long years, I'd hoped that the Phantom Weasel would be consigned to the history books by now. But it seems like someone still wasn't ready to let her finally be at peace. Lyney. Or should I call you the Phantom Copycat now? You were the one who posted that letter outside the Opera House. But why?
Very sharp, Phantom Weasel. Still as shrewd as ever. Well, no need for me to be coy about it. Our goal was to clear Caesar's name. The most straightforward way to change the public's impression of Caesar was to force the Weasel to show themselves.
That's it? You had no other agenda?
That's a grand agenda. Wanting to fucking clear an innocent man who was murdered's name? Damn. No, that's grand. If you want to clear the name of, well, she doesn't know it yet, someone you care about who you know for a fact, you have this strong gut feeling and know that this person was framed and then murdered? Oh, yeah, no. That is reason enough.
Of course we did. We made it quite clear in the letter, I believe.
I shall take from you that which you hold most dear, just as you did to me 10 years ago.
Just as you did to me 10 years ago.
Sorry, that sentence hurts me. Because, yeah.
10 years ago? You mean Caesar's death?
Uh-huh.
You met him?
You took something dear from them. And it was someone's life.
Wait.
Obnoxious
I
kids.
get it. You were those two obnoxious kids. It's been so long, and you're all grown up now. I didn't recognize you.
Whew. Okay, yeah. I'm getting the energy back. Lady, you're pushing buttons. You don't want to push them. I'm glad there's no camera here. I'm looking stupid.
He taught you magic back then, didn't he? For what, 10 days or something? And you went to all this trouble. Why? Because you feel like you still owe him something?
Oh, some people actually care. Some people see kindness and appreciate it. Some people really hold even the smallest show of kindness dear. And these two, given their situation, they felt it. They hold on to it. For someone who was a trouble kid, I know unfortunately life was even so fucked that you didn't even find someone who was like a Caesar to, try to lift you out of that horrible place you were in at that time. But you, knowing Caesar and seeing what he was like, can't even be you have to be like, what, 10 days? Are you still feeling like you owe him something? I'm sorry. My words are lost. I had an actual statement there, but it's being clouded by my will and urge to slap a bitch.
We remember all our debts, however great or small. 10 years ago, Caesar's reputation was torn to shreds, and his legacy was thrown out. 10 years on, and no one cares what the truth is anymore. But we did not forget. And so, we came to find you.
You were hoping no one would remember? Well, some people did. You're a mistake, bitch.
And? What exactly did you take from me? I'm still standing, as you can see. Lorenzo has admitted to everything. I'm free.
That's what you say.
Free?
Yeah.
Do you really think so?
Bitch, did you think we sat here cornered you and we weren't?
Caesar once told me that even though the world is filled with
Yep.
lies and falsehoods, we must find our own truth.
Yeah, Caesar, they fucking cared. They appreciated that lesson. There you go.
I think that applies to you too. Truth can take many forms. Prized possessions with nostalgic value.
Oh.
Fervent hopes and dreams. and irreplaceable people.
That last line.
Life took many things from you, and those wounds never healed. When they ached unbearably in the dead of night, stealing became your way of numbing the pain.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying that for the last 10 years, you've been living a rather uneventful life. Perhaps that's because you found something other than a life of crime to fill the hole? Back to Lorenzo for a second. He murdered his own master.
Played along with the act.
Played along with your act, and took pains to make sure any suspicion would be directed towards him. But what did he have to gain from all that? He knew who you were and the things you'd done, and despite that, he was willing to give everything up for your sake. He's the reason that you haven't felt the compulsion to steal in all these years. You're more than just accomplices in murder. You're the only real friends each other has. So I think you know, deep down, that he is the only truth you have in your life. But that truth is gone now. And I guarantee you'll never see it again.
Yep.
Congratulations on your freedom, Gemma.
Oh my god, fucking shit. I want that. Oh, that was a good moment. I hope I clipped it. No. No. Sass her even more. No, she deserves it. Fucking shit. I hope she felt that through her entire body.
Your freedom will cost you dearly. From now on, you'll be all alone in a world full of lies and falsehoods. I do hope you'll be able to bear it. You've still got a long life ahead of you after all.
Gather round, one and all. The time has now come for the amazing Lyney to perform his final act in tonight's
Okay, I'm
show.
sorry. Oh, this is gonna be emotional.
I'm sure you're all wondering what he has planned for the grand finale. Well, wonder no more, for the answer is a death-defying high-altitude escape.
A high-altitude escape?
I'm sure you all remember the magician Caesar. This was the very trick that led to his fatal fall, after which he was dubbed the Phantom Weasel. But we have now learned that Caesar was wrongly accused, and that the real Weasel has now confessed to their crimes.
Guess that's my cue to leave. Whew. I've been practicing this one for ages now, but I'm still a little nervous.
Oh, you got this.
Traveler, Paimon, I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. There may be a lot of people watching tonight, but you alone are my true witnesses.
Lyney, wait.
I love that look of anger. Because no, this means a lot to him. And both these people's reasonings for what happened back then are so shitty.
You two hid a lot from Caesar. He went to his grave without ever knowing your secrets. So what about now? Are you an open book?
Are you trying to turn this on him?
Same as ever.
Woo! Ooh, 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 ooh. I only have one TV. Nothing can happen to it.
You don't have to tell lies to end up isolated and alone.
Oh, he won't.
One day, you'll end up exactly where I am today. Maybe then.
Oh, no, he
understand.
fucking won't. No, he won't. You're actually a fool if you believe that is true in any way.
You're wrong.
I'm
nothing like you.
He really is not. I'm glad you're saying that to try to get some glimpse of something to make you feel better.
So, what are we, doing now?
We're watching his show.
Like Lyney said, when you're ready, let's head outside and watch the show.
But what about Gemma?
Oh, let her suffer. Oh, let her think on this.
She'll figure out what's best for her soon enough. Oh, and if you'd like to see Lyney after the show, you know where he'll be. The usual haunt.
Makes sense.
Alright. Well, let's go and watch Lyney's finale then. This trick's a pretty dangerous one, but he should be able to pull it off, right?
I have faith in him. Also, again, Lynette, keep sassing this bitch.
What is my truth?
That you were a bitch. I'm sorry.
Sometimes I think I'm like a gambling addict. All I care about is winning, and it doesn't matter what's at stake. By the time I come to my senses, I'm left with nothing. Oh, if I had my time again.
And if Caesar had his.
Magicians are not like thieves.
I agree with you.
Thieves only tear things apart. But good-hearted magicians, they put things back together.
Okay. I think that's what it is. As angry as I am at her, I'm more sad for what they lost in how Caesar had to lose his life for that and all of that. I would rather focus on the people who actually matter than get upset. So while I feel like I, at the beginning, would have had more of a big outburst at her, and I knew it spiked a little bit, but at this point it's just like, who cares about her? She's old, hopefully gonna fucking eat shit later news,
Seriously,
and
you
it's
have a
about
great
everyone else
magician
now.
standing right here. You don't want to miss the best part, do you?
I don't want to miss the best part, Lyney. Let's go. If I can figure out where to go. Because this isn't about them. This is about, honestly, in a way, Caesar's legacy. It may have only been 10 days, but it meant a lot to you. Okay, I'm ready, I'm ready. I'm totally ready. Look at her cheering. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be okay.
Magic should be
No.
mysterious,
Okay, I'll try.
surprising, and defy logic. Magic is hard work.
Look at them.
Every single movement has to be practiced thousands of times.
It's alright. We're used to that.
We're sorry. You've taught us so much, but we can't tell you the whole truth.
It's okay. Do you still remember what I told you? This world is full of lies and falsehoods. I only hope that one day you can find your own truth.
What about you? Have you found your truth?
Magic is my truth. I want to perform a magic trick so great that people will always think of me when they talk about it. For a magician, what greater honor could there be?
Look! Behold!
Fuck.
Lyney
Okay.
is sealed inside the box. Will he manage to escape? 10 years ago, Caesar attempted this very trick, and it was at this precise moment that...
Watch out!
Mysterious. Surprising. And logic-defying. Isn't that right? This honor belongs to you,
Oh.
Caesar.
Fuck.
I'm just sorry it's a little late.
Did you see that? One minute he was falling, and the next, he turned into flowers.
Oh no. He saw that, Lyney. Whew. That was felt.
How could he possibly have done that?
How mysterious. I didn't blink once. He just vanished, right in front of my eyes.
What a heart-stopping magic show! This was really worth the trip. Caesar's name has finally been cleared, and Fontaine's new star magician Lyney has fulfilled a wish on his behalf. Oh, I couldn't ask for a better grand finale. It will make a great headline for the Steambird tomorrow, even if I do say so myself.
Whew. Looks like everyone really loved Lyney's grand finale. Paimon doesn't see Lyney anywhere. Where'd he go?
Remember, Lynette did say we have to find him at the usual haunt.
Oh, Lynette said he'd be waiting for us at the usual haunt. But, where is that? Oh, you mean the one where Caesar's buried? Yeah, that's probably it. This whole magic show kinda seemed like Lyney's way of saying goodbye to Caesar. So it makes sense that that's where he'd be afterward. Alright, let's go look for him there.
Let's go. I forgot this teleporter was a thing earlier in the stream. I remember now.
Lyney! There you are. Are you alright? Paimon was scared to death when the chain broke. Paimon was sure something had gone horribly wrong.
Magic is a performance art. A magician has to get creative to keep the audience on tenterhooks. That's our job. So I tweaked Caesar's original setup a little to keep it fresh. I was honestly a little nervous during the live performance. The thought of falling, suddenly feeling weightless, seeing the sky and the ground spinning and spinning. Sometimes, I can't help but wonder what Caesar thought in those final moments.
Oh,
Did he regret taking Gemma and Lorenzo on? Or did he believe that it was his own slip-up right until the end?
You know, Paimon's been wanting to ask you about something ever since we were in Caesar's workshop. You learned magic from Caesar once, didn't you? When was that?
After I joined the House of the Hearth. To be honest, Lynette and I had an agenda when we approached him.
Was it honing the craft at the time? Let's see.
I told you about my past before, remember?
I do remember.
As a young boy, I survived by secretly learning magic from street performers. I'd watch their tricks and try to figure out how they were done. But I quickly realized that observation alone could only get me so far. What I saw was the polished final performance, but the rigorous training they put in behind the scenes remained invisible to me. I needed to learn how to improve my sleight of hand, hone my misdirection skills, and make niftier props. We were gifted enough that we'd made some progress by ourselves, but without proper guidance from a professional magician, we quickly plateaued.
So that's why you sought Caesar out?
Yes. We figured there was no harm in asking, but it took us by surprise that he was so willing to teach us. In all, we only spent 10 short days together, but he was very good to us. By contrast, we hid so many things from him. For instance, when he asked why I wanted to learn magic, I answered, "It's my passion." But in truth, there was already a lot more to the story by then. After being taken in by an aristocrat for our magic talent, then betrayed soon after, this was no longer about me doing what I loved.
Makes sense.
What amazed me was how the lie escaped my lips even as I was hesitating over whether to tell him the truth. Trust is a beautiful thing. Sadly, I'd forgotten how to trust by then.
And he knew that.
Lyney.
That wasn't your fault at all.
Still worried about the way I feel? You really are a gentle soul, aren't you? But don't worry, I'm used to it now. From the mansions of the elite to the House of the Hearth, Lies and selfishness have followed me and Lynette everywhere we go. After Caesar went on tour, we became busy with our missions. The next
he
we
wasn't
heard of
there,
him
but yeah.
was that he'd fallen to his death, and was now declared to be the Phantom Weasel.
And that must have, yeah, that did not sit right. You knew.
That night, I remembered his smile. But as I lay there, I didn't know what to say to him. To keep secrets is to put up walls. The longer you keep them up, the less you let people in. Then, one day, you look around and realize your life is like an empty auditorium after a show, full of seats once occupied by all the people who left. But I guess that's the price we have to pay. You only realize how much someone really meant to you when you lose them completely. That's why I was so confident this would hurt Gemma. Because I felt it for myself.
Can I give him a hug? And also thank you, Traveler, for giving me this voice line, because I wish I could have said this back at the end of Act 1.
Yeah, cheer up, Lyney. We've had to say our fair share of goodbyes during our journey, too. But whatever happens, Paimon always believes in what tomorrow brings. Delicious food, fun toys, and the Traveler by my side. Paimon just needs to focus on things like this, and all the unhappy stuff goes right out the window.
They're still there, but they're definitely not the main focus. That's for sure. And honestly, I'm with Paimon. I still am haunted by that little quest where Paimon went missing. I was very traumatized.
You know, Traveler, doesn't that kind of make you Paimon's truth?
In a way.
Exactly. It's the same for me and Lynette. We are the truest thing each other has in the world, and nothing can replace that. Life has taken plenty from us, like it did from Gemma. But at least it left us with each other. That's what gave us the strength to get through the darkest days. That's why the darkness never consumed me, and why it never will. Maybe we live in the shadows too, but we remember every precious ray of light that shines through. Alright, time to lighten this conversation up a little. What did you think of the show tonight? Were you happy with it?
I loved it.
It was amazing! Paimon just wishes we hadn't been so distracted with the Gemma situation. We spent most of our time in the Opera House just talking and pretty much...
Yeah, how dare we let that happen, man? Hoyo, why didn't I get to watch? Like, they can have their conversations, but I wanted to see Lyney's magic show.
Lyney, could you do just one more thing for us?
What is this about, Paimon?
Whoa, that's a bit of a tall order, I'm afraid. The show's just finished, so my sleeves are decidedly card-free right now.
Aw, come on! Surely you can think of something.
Goading him.
Paimon knows can do anything if he puts his mind to it.
Okay, you know, sometimes people make comments towards Paimon. I love her.
Oh, alright then. I'll give it a go, but only because it's you. Watch closely. I have a flower in my hand.
Oh.
You liar! There's nothing in your hand! We ain't going along with this!
What if that's the trick, guys? Don't fall for it.
My goodness, you're right. But I could have sworn I brought one here with me.
Yep, it is. It is.
Okay, try this. Count down with me. 3.
Sorry, I didn't mean to skip you.
Now, have another look around. Maybe
yeah.
The flowers appeared
somewhere else. I love this. I'm sorry.
Really? Let's see.
You guys didn't think this would happen?
Wow, there it is! Oh, this is a different...
Oh my god, he used a rainbow rose this time.
It's called, oh yeah, a rainbow rose.
He used a rainbow rose this time.
But more importantly, Paimon has to know how the trick is done. Please, Lyney, pretty please.
No, he doesn't have to give us his secret. I just find this lovely.
Well, if you want to learn magic, you'll
As
have
teacher.
to start by addressing me as teacher.
Oh no, she's going with it.
Teacher,
well, we've lost Paimon to magic.
Since you asked so nicely, I'll share one little tip with you. Namely, the student of magic cannot solely rely on others being prepared to reveal their secrets.
You have to observe, think, and find answers.
Think, and find the answers for yourself.
Is that it?
Yep.
Look at the time. We shouldn't live here too long. Thanks again for coming to see my show. I bid you both good night.
You too.
I look forward to seeing you again.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, Lyney. Don't worry.
Alright, fine. See ya! Shall we head back now, too? Paimon can't wait to read the Steambird tomorrow. Paimon bets Lyney and Caesar will be plastered all over it. Let's head to the Steambird's offices tomorrow morning and see what we can find out.
Delightful encounter. I want to clap. I'm sorry. This is well done. Okay. Okay, wait till next day at 8. I will gladly. By that I mean I'm skipping time to... Oh, luckily I caught it just in time. So I can... yeah. Sorry. I love Genshin. I love its characters. If that bothers anyone, I'm sorry. Not really. Anyways, let's go see what's up in a minute. Let's teleport to the city. That will buy some time. No, not that one. Oh yeah, see, it killed time alright. But the Steambird's office. Let's go. Oh, hey, Charlotte. Oh, you're talking with both of them. Perfect.
I'm very sorry, Charlotte, but my sister and I are quite busy today. I'm afraid we'll have to decline this interview.
Oh, please, Lyney. I'll only take a moment of your time. If you would be
Come on, Charlotte. If they're busy, they're busy.
What's happening here?
Yeah, see? Let's save them.
I spent all night writing my piece about the Phantom Weasel, and it was going to go to print this morning.
Let's see.
Just as dawn broke, I suddenly received news that Caesar's fiancée, Gemma, had
And confessed. Okay.
confessed to having been the real Phantom Weasel all along.
That was quick.
Nothing. Paimon. Paimon was just talking. I don't know. She was like, "Oh damn, man, that was quick. Something was."
Right, bro.
No, we could have played this off, Lynette. You could have played along.
That was quick, you say? It sounds like I've got some catching up to do. Please, fill me in.
Whoops.
I'm sorry, Lyney. You need to tell Paimon in like in advance of like 2 business days. I'm sorry.
Aha! My instincts did not lead me astray. You do have something to hide. Gemma turning herself in must have something to do with Lyney's performance last night.
We just thought something was on her mind, so maybe we wanted to invite her to the show. We thought it would help
Maybe
her.
watching my high-altitude escape trick reminded her of
Yeah.
a better time with Caesar, and she could no longer ignore the voice of her conscience.
Huh. Okay, then. Wait, no, there must be more to it. If that's all it took for her to have a change of heart, how did it take her 10 whole years?
Maybe they just didn't see the high altitude one.
Well...
Oh, I remember now. You and Gemma were nowhere to be found after the show. What happened between you?
Nothing.
Fair question. Where did you all go after the show?
Oh, we went to the cemetery and Lyney did a private magic trick just for us.
Yeah.
Actually, glad you mentioned it, because that reminds Paimon, guess what? Lyney started using rainbow roses in his tricks.
Maybe it was a one-time thing, but yeah, at this moment, from what we know, he's using rainbow roses. He doesn't want us to tell that. I didn't think he did. Paimon, shush. I'm sorry. I needed this. Oh my god, Paimon, shush.
What?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh god, no, now Lynette's onto him! Paimon, what have you done? You monster! You absolute monster.
I don't recall ever having received a rainbow rose from you myself. Is this supposed to mean that they're more important to you than your own?
No, Lynette. No, that could never be true, Lynette. Trust me. If he had to choose between the two of us, and genuinely had to, I hate using this because most people in these situations love both parties, but let's say he had to, and, he was able to fight through guilt, he would pick you.
No, I just,
It was what he had in the moment. Come on, let me cover for him. I feel bad. He's been through enough. Lynette, it's the only flower he had. We caught him off guard, okay? I promise you. Genuinely, I promise you. I can't.
What the... What now? Oh, did Paimon say something wrong again?
Yes. Yes, you fucking did.
This is getting pretty awkward. What do we do, Traveler?
What do you mean we?
Seems like this interview wasn't meant to be.
Well, we accomplished one goal.
There's always next time.
We accomplished one thing. We distracted Charlotte. But now we've made Lyney in trouble with Lynette. We are criminals.
Forgive my persistence, but when there's explosive news waiting to be found, I can't turn away. The news about Gemma has already made waves, and I'll stop at nothing to get to the bottom of it all. Apparently, one of the things she said to the guards was that her final wish is to see Lorenzo.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry.
Complicated relationships there. Can't blame me for being curious.
There could be a complicated web without us knowing anything about it, you know. I mean, you're right with your gut feeling, but you know. Also, of course, that's her final wish. Bitch.
Alright, I guess I'll leave you to continue the rest of your conversation in peace.
In peace.
Bye for now.
I'm so sorry, Lynette. Please don't tell me you're actually mad. It's...
Lynette? Paimon didn't mean to...
What? She's probably playing along.
Don't worry, I wasn't angry.
Yeah.
I was just trying to distract her.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, thank goodness. You scared Paimon there.
I genuinely don't think he wanted that mentioned, but it was a good distraction.
Phew. You and me both, Paimon.
Yeah.
At least it did the job, right?
Please, take good care of that rainbow rose. I'd be really upset if you lost it.
I will hold on to it with my life. I can promise you that. Why is it over? Also, the music was cut perfectly with that. Also, where are they? I want more quests where you can talk to them when it's over. No. I am so sad. I want to talk to them. Okay. Unlike I'm trying to go here, but unlike with the Archon quest, I know I cut it really short. I want to talk about this. This was fucking amazing. I loved it. There were so many twists and turns. It hurt my emotions a bit. I was very upset, like in both anger and just I'm still sad, but I'm happy with the outcome of it. We can all poke fun and little jokes on the fact that all of a sudden, randomly, after going through all of this, Lyney, especially after learning the meaning of rainbow roses, he decided to give us that flower in particular. And while Lynette was joking about the whole, wow, and you've never, are they more important than me? Clearly, you know, she understood the purpose of it too, but she pointed out, and I mean it. I'm taking care of that.
So long as the audience thinks that seeing is believing, there's no limit to the number of tricks I can pull off.
I genuinely will hold on to that precious gift. I want to look at it. It should be, it's not a gadget. It's like in this, right? Yeah. Is it, I didn't look in my inventory at the time, so is it not here? But the first one, do we not get to keep it? The one which was parting. I don't think we did, but this is the one that mattered. A flowery accessory given away by Lyney at his magic shows. It is an arrangement of bells which symbolize parting and rainbow roses that represent passion. Parting and passion are two separate perspectives sharing the same nature. What really matters is the present that we are living in. I love that. Yeah, I put them together. My eyes are just blind and only saw the rose. But yeah, no. That's I loved it. The quest, again, reiterating, hurt my soul. It adds another layer to what these two went through. you know, at such a young age. But I'm just happy too, because in the storyline and the Archon quest wise, we left on such a sour note, you know, with the Traveler having the personal grievances that led to just sourness at the end there. And having this to, like, reconnect that, and I like the line, like, you know, we're here, you know, we're here, we're not leaving. And just bringing that back, like, we don't hate you, we care about you. I just, yeah. Those two, I hope love their new life that they gave themselves because of the thing with Lorenzo. He's just a horrific bitch. She is, like, Gemma is too, but there's layers to it that explain the decision, don't justify. You can understand where someone's thought process came from, but it doesn't justify it. Like, but understand's the wrong word. I'm sorry, guys. It's 6:30 in the morning, so I'm out of it. I still want to stream more, so because I'm a crazy person, but yeah, it's you can see possibly what led to the thought process with her, but that does not justify. And I'm just glad that, you know, they have peace because they saw the person who wronged an innocent person who showed genuine kindness were there, and then the dude who showed them that genuine kindness and care and worry, like, he's not being dragged through the mud anymore. No one's going to think of his name and think, oh, the criminal. They'll think of him for what he referred to as, you know, his passion, his goal, his truth. Just magic. Everyone will see the tricks and they'll know it's him. They'll think of him. And all in all, I think that's what's important. And yeah, I don't know. I wanted to really talk about it more, but now my emotions are, you know, that very somber mood. But no. Really good. I'd love to hear everyone else's thoughts on the quest, because it was a doozy, and I know a lot of my pausing to shout to the heavens is why we're almost 3 hours in, but it felt not only short, but, like, I want more, but that's because I just want to see them more. I want to see, you know, them find a place where they don't have to do all these other things, where they can be happy, you know, feel safe and secure in the situation.
No limit to the number of tricks I can pull off.
I just want good things for them, and they're great. But anyways, I'm gonna call it, cause you know me, I could go on talking about nothing and everything all at once for, like, eons. But don't worry, I'll probably be coming back to stream a bit more, after a little bit of a break. It won't be Genshin, and if it is, it'll be, like, in a big jumbled mess of a stream. Like, it's gonna have multiple games probably, unless, like, something cuts it short. So look forward to that one. And anyways, if you're watching this off of my YouTube, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great day or night whenever the heck you're watching this, and remember to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you were from the stream and you saw this before it gets removed from Twitch, hey, you know, my YouTube should hopefully have a link for you to go to, and yeah, I would love to see you there. I appreciate anyone and everyone who watches this, and I truly do hope you have a great day or night whenever you're watching this, and I appreciate you. Even if you're only here for, like, a minute, it means the world. But yeah, I'll actually sign off now. Bye-bye.